Once I'm here, I have the takedown every time. Scissor kick, down.
This is crazy. Like, I want to fight someone just to see what we would do. I'm kidding.
He fakes the jab to the chest, which opens up the line for that right hand right down the pipe.
He's a gangster. He doesn't shy away from anybody. You could put him in there against anybody and he's going to accept the fight. But in order to win, we've got to be able to diversify.
Okay, that's better. Okay.
Like, just go. You're not going to win a world title by watching Volk outpoint you.
That's why they call us the big three.
Yeah.
Me, Hamza, and Arnold.
That was a good one.
You know, the feet are fractured. If Hamza created a YouTube channel and he posted his first video, what do you think the title of that video would be?
I smash.
Wow. What's going on, guys? I'm Degidio, and we are back with another episode of the Jaxxon Podcast, UFC Recap 325. I'm sitting here with the one and only, the greatest recap team in the history of recap in the entire universe. Ladies and gentlemen, Khalil Rountree. The Singapore sensation.
Singapore
sensation.
Newport Daddy.
He is out here live and direct, getting ready for Camp 2. We'll talk about that. And then the one and only, they call him a Wolverine mixed with a Badger with a little bit of Sonic the Hedgehog. Ladies and gentlemen, TJ Dillashaw. Get some love. Play with him. Let's go. Look at this man. He looks like Ryan Gosling. Look at the hair. Look at the beard. Come on.
Better than Ryan Gosling. What are we talking about?
A lot going on right now. So we are going to basically break down the UFC. We appreciate everybody supporting. After we break down the UFC recap, we are going to jump in the cage, and TJ and Khalil are going to show us a bunch of moves that they thought that we could kind of highlight, things that we saw during the fight. And we're going to kick this off with Kim and Dom Farfan. Listen, this is the road to the UFC. This is the lightweight final. For those of you guys that were asking in the Jaxxon Podcast Discord while we were watching the fight, what does this mean? What is it? Well, it's like a bracket-style tournament that the UFC does. It's taken over several months. It's typically fights held in Asia, often Shanghai, other locations. And it's fighters compete in their weight classes to compete in a quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals, like tournament-style bracket to basically win an official UFC contract. So
do they have a tournament before they get this opportunity in the cage?
Yeah.
Cool.
So basically, Dom Far's path, he had a quarterfinal beat against Yuji. He had a via unanimous decision in May 2025. In a semifinal beat, he beat Jae Hoon Park via unanimous decision August 2025. And then, Kim's path is basically 2 quarterfinals and a semifinals win. They came with second round finishes. And basically by winning this, you win a UFC contract. It's a cool style. That's why their shorts are different. Their gloves are different. But a lot of people were asking that. They didn't understand the way it kind of worked.
Yeah. They did a great job in this fight. I think Sang-Woo Kim, shout out to him. All the Korean fighters right now are really doing their best to make their name known around the world, and especially in the UFC. From what I know, this is Dong-Young Kim's brother, Stung-Gun Kim, UFC legend.
He was just here.
He was just here visiting.
Stung-Gun's massive.
Yeah,
Stung-Gun is massive, dude.
He's huge.
I'm looking at him. I'm like, this guy's got a lot of size.
What's his weight, you think?
Right now he's probably about like 195.
But he walked around like the Terminator.
And he's shredded.
Jawline.
And he's shredded. Dude's doing like
TJ Dillashaw, if you were Asian and from Korea, 12-pack, just jacked, walks around like this, and wears super long baggy pants. Like, I think he's wearing Shockaway. I don't even know. It needs to be Santo. But he's on some crazy fleece only. Looks like a gangster. Like
we swagged him out. I was like, hey, what size do you go? He's 2X. I was like, bro, I wear XL large. He's like, no, 2X. I was like, holy shit.
Marfan calls himself the Street Buddha.
Yeah.
And when I heard that, all I could think about was Khalil Rountree. Khalil Rountree, if you had a street name, what would you be called? I'm thinking like the spiritual Wolverine or the spiritual lion.
Nah, dude, we got to remove the spiritual because it's got to be street. I would just go Debo.
Debo.
That is
come around. You start stealing everyone's chains around here.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Debo, way to wake it up a little bit.
Tuck your chain. Debo's coming.
Way to wake it up a little bit.
Shit, put my Jaxxon away.
Let me put my Jaxxon.
All the Asian oceanic prospects that come out of this, UFC, road to UFC, it's kind of a cool system, kind of like Dana White Contender Series. Let's jump right into this. So what do we see, guys?
Round 1 was all clinch. It was no space. Kim came in, took the space away. People don't realize how exhausting that battle is of trying to fight out the clinch, keep the space. He did a really good job of closing distance in round 1, right? There's some opportunities right here we're watching right now. I would love to show a little technique on how he could have got the back easier. He did a good job of getting the back, but it took him a lot of effort to get it. There's something I learned from my wrestling coach, Daryl Christensen, that cage wrestling is its own sport, right? You're not shooting shots from the open. You're pushing him against the cage. You're getting certain angles, and the path of least resistance is taking the back. He could have done it a little bit easier, and it's something I'd love to show after the podcast.
Yeah, I would love to see it as well. I think that Marfan came out. He fought with a lot of confidence. Sang-Wook, he did a great job as well. A lot of pressure. Like you said, did a great job taking the back. But just couldn't finish.
Yeah.
He couldn't finish. And he fought with a lot of heart. That was one thing. With all these precise shots that Marfan was hitting him with, Sang-Wook Kim he kept coming forward. As you can see, just like the pressure. He was taking a lot of shots, man, but he never dropped.
Yeah.
He never went down. And I saw his post-fight speech that he did on IG. He did a post, and he's just distraught over this loss.
Yeah.
He was doing so good before he got here, and he feels like he just let everybody down. But I don't think you should hang his head. I think, he went out there and he put on an incredible fight, and I don't think this is the end of him at all.
Yeah. Yeah, he did good. He had a lot of good fight on him. Something that I would have like to see Marfan do is keep his space, right? Like his striking was leaps and bounds better than Kim. He was picking his shots well. His jab was working really good. He just needs to circle off the cage. Like I heard them say a couple times, he's comfortable there. Fuck that. Like you're winning the fight on your feet. Circle, get your angles. He's got great question mark kicks. He's setting up his combos. What he needed to do is keep the space and stay more active on the feet. I think he could have made a little bit more short work of this fight if he would have done so.
Yeah, but it also shows this is the road to UFC, right? So these guys have a lot to learn.
Yeah.
They're not really prepared for being immediately signed to the UFC. Well, now they are because Marfan got the contract, but there's a lot of stuff to work on, and hopefully we see Marfan make some adjustments and really do his thing here.
Yeah, he definitely can. Like his striking looks good. He just needs to get some footwork and some angles and keep the space, keep his back off the cage, right? Especially after round one, that Kim wants to come in, put you against the cage, slow the fight down, impose his grappling will on him. And when you got that much better striking than someone, you really got to work on circling off that cage and using your feints and your angles to do so.
It's Dom Farfan. His only career losses have come from his teammate Quillian. Salakilid,
which is also on the card.
Who was
he's the opener of the main or the prelims.
He's the last fight on the prelims.
Last fight on the prelims,
and he lost to him, I think, twice. And now he sees him on the main card. It's kind of like running into your ex at a party, and now he's with a way hotter chick.
Quillian
with a dime piece.
Yeah.
Quillian looks a lot bigger than him. They're the same weight class, huh? They're both lightweights.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, it feels like this whole card was stacked with lightweights. They're really trying to figure out anything they can do besides getting Arm in a title fight. So they're going to start loading up this division.
I was wondering how long we were going to get into the podcast before we heard Arman. And then we're in about 7 minutes. So that's actually a record. Good job.
Are we not going to just highlight the fact that he's the most complete lightweight in the division? I think
we can
all know
always.
that.
I think every podcast we highlight that. So let's just keep highlighting that because he is. Shout out to Armin. He's doing his thing. He's in Courchevel, scraping down his snowboard with his Amex black
Platinum
Amex card.
He ain't got a black card yet. I think he's still working on that. Hamzat for sure has a black card. Amex ain't giving one to Armin. Not with the way he be spending money.
Well, shout out to Armin, the
What
greatest
did we
lightweight
see?
in the
What
world.
did we see from Marfan that allowed the commentator, I believe Bisbing, the analyst, one of our very own, say that this was easy work?
I wouldn't say that it was easy work, but it could have been. Like if he would have
Bisbing or DC, I could be corrected.
Yeah, I think if he would have implemented circling off the cage and keeping the fight at a distance, it could have been a lot easier work for him. He was landing shots at will. His question mark kick was landing. His jab was landing nonstop. Like he could have picked him apart a lot better. So it could have been easier work, but Kim did a great job of closing distance. And when Kim actually put some combos together, he'd get some good hands on him. But he just wanted to close the distance. And it's something I want to bring up because of that is that this whole pointing to the ground now, the Max Holloway thing is so annoying how everyone's doing it.
Every fight, dude.
All the time. And especially Kim
Don't
did
act
it.
like you wouldn't point to the ground in your
I
next
would
fight.
never
Don't
point to
act
the
like
ground.
you ain't going to point to the
I
ground in
would
your next fight.
never
You were
point to the
shadow
ground.
boxing in the living room last night when we were watching fights pointing to the ground.
That's cap, dude. I would never
Come
point
on,
to the ground.
dog. Don't act like you ain't trying to do the Holloway.
Dude, I would never point to the
You're
ground
going
and
to
fight.
do the hammer of Thor over somebody, but you ain't going to point to the ground.
the hammer of Thor is way cooler than pointing to the ground. Hey, the pointing to the ground thing is a one and done. That was like
crazy.
a moment in history
That's
that should never try to be recreated again.
Let me wipe my hands clean of this nonsense.
Oh
That's
my
crazy.
God. Let's go back to the fight. So there was one thing that happened a lot was that spinning elbow off of the disengage, dude. I don't know if you saw that, but it was probably like 3-4 times where he was clinching and then he was getting hit with that spinning elbow.
Yeah.
Going back to what you were saying about Dom and the easy work comment, I think that what TJ said is right. The smarter fighter, if he would have fought a smarter fight, it would have been easier than it looked, right? But he kind of got into a little bit of the brawly situations when he didn't need to.
Yeah.
He could have tried to just do just more like technical poppy shots, but there were a lot of times where he was trying to give the same energy back to Sang-Woo Kim that he was getting, which is big shots. Sang-Woo just kept coming forward, kind of not sloppy, but just he had nothing else to do, so all he could do was swing big. And I think Dom kind of like reciprocated that a little bit, which wasn't the smartest option, which you know didn't make it as easy as it could have been.
God, he could have finished his takedown so many times.
So many times.
And we'll talk about this takedown in the cage after, TJ. I really want to kind of see what you would do in that position. I do know that with Dom Marfar fan, with him winning this fight, he secures himself a UFC contract, and he'll be joining his teammate Tom Nolan, who's also from Team Compton from Brisbane. He's also from the same place, and he'll be in the lightweight division as well. So it seems like his gym has a lot of good lightweights, a lot of good sparring partner. And I understand you talked about this heavily last night, TJ, about how important it is your camp, how important your sparring partners are, how important the people you surround yourself with. Khalil, I know you're getting ready for a camp right now.
Yeah.
And we're going to start, obviously highlighting that here on the Jaxxon podcast, kind of like our own embedded or, our own behind the scenes of what we got going on here. But TJ, kind of break down to me, what is the importance of not just your sparring partners, but the way you put together your camp, especially for a guy like Khalil?
I think in the beginning, like where these guys are at trying to get into the UFC, it's good to go to a super gym and test yourself against a lot of high level guys to where you go to a gym and everything's there for you. Like it's a team to where, we're all using the same coaches. We're all sparring together. It's really good to like get comfortable with so many different styles and make gains. Like you can make gains really fast, but then once you've done it, it's time to get a little bit more selfish. Once you're to the top or echelons of the sport, it's time to start building the camp around yourself. So Khalil going to be getting into this next fight camp. I really suggest like finding the right training partners that are going to mimic your opponent, the guys that you can grind with in the gym day in and day out, having more of a tight knit group and hand select coaches that are going to make you better in certain wrinkles of your game rather than just doing the same old shit.
Yeah.
Right. Like finding the coaches that are going to help you do more MMA grappling and coaches that are going to do MMA striking and just different techniques to add some new wrinkles to you stepping out there the next time you fight. So new coaches, tailor-made training partners for your next fight camp, and really focusing camp around you rather than going to these super gyms. These super gyms, they have massive potential of making you better, but then once you've gone through that, it's time to like focus on yourself.
Yeah,
that's my
appreciate
opinion
that.
on when it comes to training.
That's a lot coming from TJ Dillashaw.
Appreciate that.
So I'll definitely take it, it, write it down, and do what needs to be done.
Hell yeah.
I'm hungry and we got a belt to bring back to to Jaxxon House.
Love it.
I need you focused too. I need you eating healthy. I'm gonna just say that right now. I can't be having you at dinner with me.
Coming from what do you got
that's
over
true.
here? You got some
Stop texting me.
Methane blue. That's methane blue.
Some rips.
That's
you got some
methane
rips
blue.
candy.
Don't play with me. That's
Hey,
methane
TJ
blue.
Bear says, I need you eating healthy. And
Mamba
then
sours.
Last night, text me, Nobu, 8 o'clock, be here ASAP. And I'm like, okay,
Dog,
cool.
I'm
Show
trying to
up.
feed you so you look good,
I
dog.
show up and he's like, what do you want? Sushi. Wagyu beef.
Play
No,
with
I'm
me.
playing. But I
Play
told
with
him I'll show up to dinner as long as it's protein dense, right?
There we go.
Protein dense is a great word. I just learned it this weekend.
Yeah, I just put Bear on game. Protein dense.
Well, because everybody wants to eat burgers every night. I'm not trying to do that. This is a house of living athletes.
Yeah.
Listen, next we got Junior Taffa versus Eleakana.
Yeah.
And this was a big one. This was a must-win for Junior Taffa. He's obviously moving down a division. He's in in Khalil's division, light heavyweight. And I know you don't like to talk about your division too
it's
much,
okay.
but
Let's talk
there's a
about
lot
it.
going on here. I think something to talk about, the former Glory kickboxing champion, his brother, UFC heavyweight, Justin Taffa, the Samoan descent from New Zealand, a lot going on to where he's fighting what he's doing, moving in the divisions. He's 2-5 in the UFC with 3 straight losses, all 6 career wins by KO, TKO. He's got hands. Everybody knows he's got hands. And TJ, you brought up a lot of points last night about the way people that fight that are scrappy, that have hands and what they have to do so the people they're fighting don't kind of counter that. At the same time, Eleakana has navigated dangerous waters, right? In round 1, through the power, through these things. So I kind of want to highlight their fighting styles and then talk about the fight specifically.
Yeah, if we want to talk about fighting styles, I mean, Junior he's a gangster, man. He swings hard. He's got amazing power. He's always willing to stand in the pocket. He's one of those guys where he doesn't necessarily need to point to the ground. He'll just walk straight to the center of the cage and just welcome that, that one-on-one fight. He did a great job in the first round, I think. But there's something that I feel like happens a lot with Junior, and that's as the rounds go on, he does start to slow down a bit. And even though he came in light heavyweight, he looks great. He looks in phenomenal shape, but there's something about the tank that's still not really full, like that. Not something that I look at all the time now, especially being criticized for my cardio. Now I'm looking at the guy's output, and something that's been very apparent is that once it gets into the later rounds with Tafa, he does seem to decrease a little bit. And then especially when it gets on the ground, there's not a lot of reaction and movement happening. So I feel like that was a little bit of the downfall in this fight. Does he have the power to put anybody out? Absolutely. But I think once the fight starts getting mixed up like it did, we see Eleakana putting some pressure on him, holding him against the cage. I think that's slowly chopping away at the tank of Tafa, which is lowering his chances of getting that big knockout that we know he can get.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's styles here to where, Tafa's got that power. He wants to throw punches, and Billy's more of the complete fighter. Having that power in your hands is a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
Because now you can go out there and finish a fight. And how hard are you going to train everything else? How hard are you going to train your ground game? How hard are you going to train your cardio when you're expected to go out there and you just have the belief that, look, I'm going to finish this guy with one big overhand right? That's a blessing, but also it is a curse to where you let a lot of your other techniques slide by. To where I think Billy's a little more well-rounded. He trains everywhere. He's going for takedowns. He's mixing it up. But with that, Billy came into round 1. He didn't do any feints, right? He's standing in this distance to where Tafa can land that overhand right over his jab, right? Rather than he needs to be faking those takedowns more, even throwing more feints, because Tafa did a good job choosing his shots in round 1 and throwing what he knew was going to land. If you got a guy that's right there, he's trying to counter you. If he's trying to counter you, you better be throwing some feints so he can't guess when you're coming in, right? Because I don't want him to counter me with that big shot. So I'm going to fake takedowns. I'm going to fake my kicks. I'm going to fake my jab. I'm going to hit my jab, mixing it up so well that he can't time me and look for that big right hand as I come in.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see Tafa with some follow-up shots too. Some of those big shots were getting Billy to back up. And if he would have, backed it up with a couple more extra shots, I think it would have helped him.
Yeah.
It would have kept Billy a little bit more tentative from coming forward. And, but I think maybe he was worried about the pressure, the shots, the diversity that Billy was bringing. But he could have won this fight.
Yeah.
It just took a little bit more.
Definitely.
A little bit more work, a little bit more action in there. And I think Tafa could have won this fight.
What about the people, Khalil, that talk about cardio? I know we've seen stuff in the Jaxxon podcast Discord, like Khalil's cardio, the guy probably gasses just walking to the octagon. Do people not understand how hard it is to build MMA cardio versus traditional cardio?
Yeah, I think it's really misunderstood. It took for me to listen to guys like TJ to realize that there are just different cardio systems. So I can go ride a bike and I can do assault bike as much as I want and all of this and really think that my cardio is at a great level and I can feel like I'm in great shape. But when you're in there and you're really taking the heat and you're catching body shots and catching kicks, especially guys my size, where these shots are really bringing down your energy systems, I think that people need to start realizing that when you play UFC on the video game and you get a body kick and your meter bar goes a little bit down like that, I mean, it takes a long time for it to go back up to full, and it's almost impossible that it's going to go back up to full. So guys our size, when you're taking big shots, that meter's going down, and you're not experiencing that on an assault bike. You're not experiencing that anywhere else than in the cage and in the rounds. But there are ways to build it, right? There are ways to build your systems, which I'm learning now, and I think that it's something that's overlooked, it's misunderstood, and unless you have people who know what they're talking about and professionals to explain this to you, it's going to be hard to achieve that. And so we see it in some of the guys where they're, you know, the Marabs and all these things. And maybe he doesn't have this great coaching staff behind him that's explaining him to these things, but he's kind of naturally doing it by being in the gym and pushing himself. And sometimes it's to a fault where he will burn himself out, you know, because rest
fight
is also
4 title
important.
fights and win.
Yeah. It's like you're also burning yourself out. But to answer the question overall, yes, I think it's misunderstood, and there are a lot of things that can be done.
Oh, there's definitely a certain way to train for MMA and grappling cardio specifically. And that's where Sam Calavita flipped my training upside down, man. Like, you can hit those assault bikes and those wattage bikes and pushing yourself to exhaustion, redlining your body where your heart rate's maxed out. You're in the 80s, you're in the 90s with your heart rate. But guess what? That's just the warm up, right? I'm pushing you to that exhaustion, and then we're doing the strength and conditioning and getting stronger while being fatigued, right? Like pushing into that lactic threshold and now working out to where, like, you know, when I watch you fight, you throw everything behind everything.
Mm-hmm.
That takes a lot of fucking energy. Like that fast twitch muscle that you have takes up a lot of oxygen, and learning how to buffer your lactic acid is going to help you out fantastically. And the only way you can learn your body to tell your body to buffer it is by being in it. Yeah. And no one wants to be in it. No one wants to be in it. Yeah. No one wants to hit a bike circuit that's going to redline my heart rate for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then work out. Yeah. Right. Just, you don't want to do it. Exactly. And so finding the coaches that understand that, specifically around like grappling, takes a lot. That's why a lot of guys don't want to grapple, because it makes them so fucking tired. Mm-hmm. But knowing that and using it against your opponent, and then knowing that I'm going to recover faster. You know, I think Merab just genetically buffers lactic acid just naturally a lot better. It doesn't affect him, and he's just very mentally strong, I think, too.
And that's something that people don't take into consideration as well, is that all of our bodies are made differently. Yeah. There's a guy that his body doesn't produce lactic acid. Have you heard that story before? Yeah. And he can just run thousands of miles and not burn out. Yeah. So everybody's just systems are different. And so you should take time. I should take time. I am taking time to figure out my body and how to maximize it, how to maximize the output. And so as UFC athletes, as combat athletes, I think that we should all take some, responsibility and check those things out.
Yeah, I highly believe the high-end MMA athlete is the most conditioned athlete in the world, because we have to train so many energy systems. You can't just train one of them. Yeah. And genetically, how you're made up, you got to train them differently.
The Jaxxon podcast Discord was asking during the fight, we were reading the Discord, and they wanted to know, what do the fighters actually think or say when they touch gloves before the fight? And TJ, from your experience from world championship fights and title wins, what do you think? What do you say during those moments? Everyone's different. Everyone's got to hype themselves up different, right? Like, I always performed better when I was having fun, not when I was trying to fight out of anger and hate and hatred. Like, I needed to have fun out there, and learning how you perform the best differently. Mm. Like, some guys need to fight scared. Some guys need to fight having fun. Some guys need to fight angry, and learning what that is that's going to trigger your brain to hit that flow state the best. Mine was hitting the flow state by having fun, showing off, moving around. I never really talk shit when I was out there. I didn't have time to think about it. But some guys Bobby Green, that's the way he's made up. That's how he performs. And guys find that's how they can find that flow state. Some would say that during this fight, Junior Taffa basically just doesn't set anything up. He just walks forward and chooses chaos. Would you agree with that statement? No, not really. He was doing a good job countering, right? He was picking his shots in round one. And finding the openings. But that's also because your opponent's not tricking you. He's not setting you up. He's not setting traps, right? I needed Billy to set more traps, fake those takedowns that come into the punches, fake those takedowns that come into kicks. And then eventually he's not going to believe in your fake takedowns, get the takedown, because we've seen it should have been more urgency for him to get this fight to the ground, because we saw a big discrepancy in talent once the fight hit the ground. And in round two, he hits him with a big 3-2. Wobbles him, gets the takedown, gets his back, and chokes him instantly, right? So if I'm Billy's coaches and I'm Billy, let go of your ego, get out there and win the fight and show where you're more dominant. I think everyone knew that he's more dominant on the ground. I think he was a betting favorite, right?
I didn't see the odds, but I think that we're seeing that the game is always evolving, and we need to be able to evolve with the game. So even people like me who heavily rely on my striking, I'm realizing it can't just be striking, especially if you want to win. Yeah. So that's another thing too. Like if you know you've got the big right hand, if you know you're tough and you can endure all this stuff, just like Tafa, he's a gangster. He doesn't shy away from anybody. You could put him in there against anybody and he's going to accept the fight. But in order to win, we've got to be able to diversify.
And everyone knows, like, if you know your style, everyone else knows your style as well too, right?
Yeah.
And if you want your striking to work, by me mixing everything else up, it's going to make it work even better.
It's going to make it work even better. Absolutely. Yeah. And that's what I see. I don't think that he was being crazy. I just think that it was kind of one-sided.
We saw the corner. We saw them talking during the fight. And now that we kind of have more access to the corner, I believe they changed that after the first event on Paramount, which is amazing that they're listening to the fans and doing things like that. The fighters and the audience in the Jaxxon Podcast Discord, we go back to that a lot now because we really want to try to include them in these recaps. They said, which fighter would you pay to hear the corner's advice? Is there a specific fighter in their team that you would pay that you would want to hear what their corner was saying? And I'll start with you, Khalil.
Ooh, which fighter? I would say Pereira.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I want to. I want to know. I think that was a huge benefit to him in our fight. I think that he had amazing corner, and they said something to him which made him come out in the fourth a completely different fighter.
Said you cannot lose to the guy from Thailand. I think he was upset because you stole his whole head dressing before the fight.
Come on,
Rumor on the
dude.
street is you thought you were Brazilian before the fight.
Yeah, that is.
What was the headband you were wearing?
The headband
you were
was
mocking him.
No. The headband was my Moncon.
Your what?
My
Your Moncler.
Moncon. It's what we wear in Thailand. It's a part of the Muay Thai tradition.
Were you born in Thailand?
No, but it was born in me. I don't know what even that means.
Born again Thailand.
But when I moved there, a lot of their traditions, and especially in Muay Thai and the martial art that changed my life, it stuck with me. And so I saw that Pereira was coming, and he always honored his heritage and just upbringing and his warrior spirit by wearing his, tribal headband. And I thought, I don't want to show up there without mine as well. Yeah. So that was why I wore that. But I think that he had great cornering in that fight, because I felt like the first 3 rounds, he was kind of lost. I could see it in his eyes. We're face to face the whole time. And I could tell that he just couldn't really figure me out. And I think that there was something that happened in the corner where, they gave him great coaching and he was able to close the distance. So I would pay for that. I'd like to see what's going on with Glover and all the other guys.
Is it true that you said to Alex Pereira that he has ground game like IKEA, looks great until you actually test it out? Well, I just.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that in the Discord?
That's what I heard in the Discord.
That's what you heard in the Discord.
Is that true?
Check your sources, brother.
I don't know. Khalil,
hey, Discord. What are you guys feeding this guy?
What do you set the record?
Hey, I'm taking over the Discord.
That's pretty good. Because
shots fired. Mariah Faber gave me some flowers as an analyst. Now I'm getting some love from TJ. Woo! Oh my God. That's a great day, boy.
Before Khalil fought him, I was like, bro, wrestle this fucking guy. You know what I mean? Like, wrestle him, make him tired, get him to the ground, make him think about everything else, so that I think
but Khalil's got a chin like a Nokia phone. The thing just won't break.
It's also a curse. That's a blessing and it's a curse. It is
a blessing and a curse. It is a blessing
because then you get stuck into fighting that way, right? Yeah. When like you're going against a guy where you could beat him there, like the same way I'm talking about Billy, like he could beat Taffa on the ground. Like it should have been in his game plan to take him down round 1. Why wait till round 2 after you got dropped in round 1? For me, for the corner question, I would love to be in Demetrius Johnson's corner and listen to Matt Hume.
Good answer.
Matt Hume.
That's a fire answer.
Matt Hume.
Break that down for the audience. Why you love Matt Hume?
He's just so technical in all aspects of MMA, not just a striking coach, not a grappling coach, everything, right? Like he's really good at breaking down everything. I think that's him and Demetrius Johnson had this like ebb and flow that worked so well, and he kept him focused. He always kept him in his, like Demetrius fights like Volkanovski. They fight with a game plan, and he doesn't veer from the game plan. He sticks to it and knows what's going to work rather than just doing what his habits are. He's like always keeping him on track.
Yeah. This is the second straight sub win for Eleakana. He's an American fighter and
straight out of Vegas too. Shout out Vegas, the Vegas locals, hometown.
Shout out to Khalil's team.
Man, Tafa could have defended the rear naked choke. Man, he's worried about the hand around his neck rather than the top hand. Right? He's like, you're getting choked, and your first instinct is 2 hands on this one. Yeah, maybe to get out first right here. Look, He goes for that hand around his neck. Okay, great. You pull it down first, but the hand that's going to go behind your head is the one you need to focus on. That one's going to stop the choke, right? You got to fight the top hand.
Yeah, because you can't choke out with one arm.
Yeah, that's a great point.
And
I'll ask you in the cage, TJ, about putting that rear naked choke together. But once you have the body lock, it seems like it's kind of inevitable. It's going to happen.
No. Not at all.
In that position.
No. Body lock?
The body triangle?
The body
triangle, yeah, it's uncomfortable and it works real well and it holds great position, but that's not going to finish the choke.
But when you're locking I just mean in this exact position, he's locking his body with that triangle.
Yeah.
He has his legs wrapped around him. He has his arms where he needs it to be. At that point, it seems like Taffa was just waiting for it.
That's why you got to fight the top hand. It's hard for me to choke someone like this. And then if he fights my top hand, I'm going to grab palm to palm and pull again so I can try to get it, right? So if I try to go here and he's pulling my top hand down, it's hard for me to choke, I got to pull back this way and then slide it in behind.
I'm going to bring in our jiu-jitsu director.
This is the perfect
segue.
Coach Bernardo, our black belt, Santo Studio head coach of jiu-jitsu. He's also helps with all the cams from Hamzat to Armin to
Sergeant.
Khalil. Coach, it's good to have you in here. Real quick, Coach. If you put me in a... you're going to sit in here and watch some of these fights with us, but come here real quick. So, TJ, can you demonstrate what they should be doing? And then we'll do it in the cage. But,
yeah.
Coach, you ever heard of a body triangle? Okay. So, you ever done a standing body triangle? They call it a spider triangle. You ever heard of that?
Yeah, not that name, but...
Okay. Come with me, Coach. Let me show you something real quick. TJ, you tell him what to do.
We'll just put him in a rear naked choke. He's not going to put the body triangle
Take it easy on him, Coach.
Camera, and then kind of just explain what you were talking about.
So I was just watching Taffa and Billy fight, right? Before you get the hand behind, get the arm across his neck, right? Everyone goes here and fights his hand, which is the great start. Don't put hands so you can't get it back there. But the one you got to focus on is this top hand. So as he's like, you're going here, right? And as he goes to go behind the head, so go to lock it up, fight that top hand, pull that top hand down and down. Now he can't choke you with one arm.
Okay.
Right. This one's the important one. He's fighting. Yes, you fight it at first, but you got to focus on the one that's going to go behind your head.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then you were showing the other day about where this positioning needs to be to have a perfect. Can you show that to the camera? Because he was showing me the other day. Every time I go for this choke, he says I do it wrong.
Squat down a little bit.
Yeah. So show him the proper way to do it.
So the whole thing is you have to go. So both sides of your arm, the V of the arm needs to be on each side of the neck.
Okay.
It's not a throat or the arrows I put like squeeze. It's the blood flow. So it's like you make sure that the bicep hits one side and the other forearm needs to be on the other side.
Yeah. So if I'm you, before he locks it up, I'm going to turn my chin this way towards his hand too.
Like that?
Yes.
Wow.
Then you create space on this side. So you've got the angle that needs to be proper. So like see.
And this elbow has to be pointed down?
You want it to be, yes.
When else I squeeze now?
Yeah.
I'm only squeezing a little bit of this side. So you cut that angle that I need the V being.
So before you even fight, first turn, then try to fight that top hand.
Turn, fight the choke hand, but really focus on that top hand.
It's so crazy because these are like basic chokes that you do in the schoolyard growing up, but you don't realize that the form is everything.
Well, he's not training.
Also, Coach, correct me if I'm wrong too. So we were talking about the body triangle, and Bear brought that up, and I think that like TJ said, it's an uncomfortable position to be in. But in Tafa's position, he shouldn't have worried so much about the body triangle. He should have been thinking about, about fighting survival and fighting the hands.
Yeah.
Because in a way, like you're not going to tap out from a body triangle. Are you going to be able to escape him the back? Probably not. Like get him off your back. It's harder when the guy's got the body triangle. But don't focus on that. Focus on getting released from the choke.
Fight the hands first. And then worry about, controlling the hand and trying to get your back flat and rotating in that body triangle before you worry about the body triangle whatsoever.
Yeah. If you think about it, even in the fight, right, it's rounds. So even if you don't get out of the back,
you survive the round.
You survive the round, you go back up, you keep fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And not that Tafa was focused on the body triangle. I just was responding to Bear's question.
Good point. So now we got the next main card. This is a great kid. I've been talking to him on the podcast to try to get him in here. Quillian, and he's fighting against Malarkey. A lot of people talk about the styles and the matchups. Quillian's 4-0 in the UFC, all finishes, 2 KO, TKOs, and 2 submissions, closing in on the longest win streak in the division, earned 2 performance of the night bonuses. He's got a lot of skill.
Yes.
He's only 26 years old.
Yep.
And he's in the lightweight division, which is a very stacked division. And, at the same time, it's like this guy lost to Volk. Malarkey lost to Volk for the AFC featherweight title early in his career, 2 fight of the night bonuses. and one performance of the night. Known for exciting fights, of course, and he's 31 years old and he's unranked, 18-9.
You could have got this takedown again right here.
So let's go right into that, TJ.
On this takedown?
Yeah.
I would love to show it in the cage, right?
Okay, cool.
It's about getting a better angle in the path of least resistance. That whizzer, it helps him, but it also, okay, right there. He could have shoulder bumped forward, right? If I'm going to shoulder bump forward, it's going to turn his body. It's going to make his whizzer real shallow, right? Because he just bump with that shoulder, bump with that shoulder, bump with that shoulder, so I can keep getting behind him. Then I'm going to get the takedown. And I'll show that in the cage because it's hard to like really explain it until I get my hands on you.
That's great. I think there's another thing, and it's great that Coach is here as well. Maybe he can back me up with this. But I honestly believe that Malarkey should have disengaged. Quillian was clearly stronger than him, and he was not getting the he wasn't really like advantageous in trying to hold them against the cage. So when you realize that a guy's stronger than you, you're holding them up against the cage, you're not having the best position. It's okay to release and to reset and to go back to the striking. But he's wasting energy trying to keep him up against the cage when he's clearly not really having his way with him. So I think it would have gone to the second round, at least the chances of it going to the second round, and for this being a better fight for Malarkey, had he disengaged and been like, okay, this guy's strong. Let me reset.
Skill difference, how big it was. It's really hard to get a takedown if your back is against the cage.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder. So like, I feel like if you try a few variations like he did, like TJ did, he starts spinning to one side and you can clearly see he goes back to the worst position. And you can clearly see he's struggling, but again, let go.
Let go. Go back to the striking for a bit and then try again later. But don't waste your energy and time just trying to go against a guy that's clearly stronger than you against the cage. I mean, that was my whole take on this whole thing. And then the way that he got slammed, it was just, he gave it to him. He was putting so much pressure that Quillian was just like, yeah, you know what? Go down. So
TJ, you brought up a great point about Demetrius Johnson, aka Mighty Mouse, and his coach Matt Hume.
Yeah.
You guys were famously supposed to fight. I know the contracts never got matched. Is it true that you would have mopped the floor with him?
It would have been a tough fight. That's why.
Because I would never say that, but that's what the Discord said. Because Mighty Mouse is one of our guys, so I'm like, I hope it wouldn't be that.
No, it would have been a very tough fight, and that's why I wanted it.
The sports lost.
That would have been one of the greatest fights. Yeah. Well, how would you have fought Mighty Mouse if you had to fight him? Head kick, same side?
I would have been using a little bit of my size. I would have needed to fight him at 35s, right? We all know that I couldn't make 25s, and that was a sign. So I would need to fight him at 35s.
Would he have moved up, you think?
It would have had to have. I would have used my size. I would have chopped up his legs real well. I wouldn't have been worried about his. I wouldn't
chop the wood down, huh? Khalil Rountree special.
He wants to look. He fights a lot like Volkanovski. He wants to be on the outside. He wants to point fight you. He's not a counter fighter. He is a guy that's going to choose when he comes in. He closes the distance really fast. He uses his footwork. He stays outside and he point fights you. So I'm going to chop off his legs. I'm going to switch my stances a lot too, so I can cut him off really well and keep his back against the cage so he can't run around. So cut him off in both stances, use my power, chop down the legs, not be afraid of takedowns. Cause bro, like I'm so good about getting back up to my feet, which I should have done a better job of.
He's great on the ground though.
So
I'm
not worried about that.
You said you would mousetrap him, right?
Yeah, there we go. Give him a little
ratatouille,
fucking
little cheese, little provolone.
I wouldn't be worried about the takedowns.
You'd hit him with the
I'd always
provolone?
get back to my feet, and something I probably should have done a better job throughout my entire career because I'm a great grappler. I have really good jiu-jitsu, but I was always just so wanting to knock everyone out. I should have you look for sweeps, look for deep half, get my seatbelt, take his back, use things like that.
Do you believe that when he started to do the hand fighting to you, you'd be able to counter that? He's shown that a lot on the podcast. The hand fighting.
Yeah, he does a good job keeping your hands busy.
Yeah,
right?
He counters your hands. He grabs
but I'm
them,
not. So the guys
you.
that he can do that to are the guys that are sitting still with their feet. A guy that's gonna fight like this.
Let me see.
I'm right here.
So this is what Mighty Mouse would do.
Yeah, if I'm right here, that makes sense. But if I'm out here, how are you gonna come in your hand fight me?
I don't want to fight you.
Yeah,
I'm just telling you.
How are you gonna hand fight me when I'm here?
He's bouncing around
I'm gonna fucking chop his legs down.
Bang, bang.
Yeah. Reverse.
A little bit of off
Bang.
Okay.
Oh.
But what if he did the famous Mighty Mouse Wizard reverse
He's
straight to armbar?
He's fast.
Have you seen that? The
I ain't
Wizard
gonna
armbar?
get
The
armbar.
flying Wizard armbar?
That ain't gonna happen.
That ain't gonna happen to TJ Dillashaw.
Yeah.
Put some respect on my
I'm
boy's
just
name.
telling you what he's done.
Yeah,
It's
but
up to you to defend yourself. I can't defend you always, TJ.
Yeah.
I defend you when you're not here. That's what real friends do.
There we go.
All right. So next we have an amazing fight. We have, I think he's the coolest dude ever. Bam Bam.
Yeah, he's
Big
cool.
Tuivasa, baby.
He's cool as shit.
He came
Shout
on
out
the pod.
Tui.
He was so nice. He has the coolest attitude about life.
Dance
and
moves,
the guy
shoey.
is just,
The guy's he's
the
cool
man, dude. And
Yeah.
I wanted him to win.
That's
this
why
fight
he's
so
still
bad,
around. This
you know?
is his fifth loss in a row. The reason why he's around is because he is cool.
Yeah.
Because he drinks beer out of his shoe. He does crazy shit. He's fun. Fans love him.
Great personality.
That's why he's around.
Yeah.
He's a monster, but he fought against the number 15 heavyweight. He's 26 years old, 9-1. Taliesin, Dana White Contender Series signee from 2024. BJJ black belt, Muay Thai, 7 out of 8 wins by KO. Cites John Jones as his like inspiration. The guy lost to Derek Lewis in 35 seconds in his previous fight, and this was the bounce back.
Man, I'm kind of disappointed in Taliesin in this fight. I think there was so much hype around this guy's size, around him
Won
never
by unanimous decision.
I know, but there was so much hype around his size and him never getting out of the first round and his black belt in jiu-jitsu and Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And from what I saw, it's like he had mount. He could have finished the fight in the first round had he used his black belt knowledge. And there were a lot of openings for advancing. He never passed he never passed from 3/4 mount to mount when he could have. Like I said, this fight could have been finished in the first round by Teixeira, but it wasn't. And as the fight went on and on and on, I think that he became more and more and more mortal to me because UFC has hyped this guy up to be this like skyscraper knockout artist that everybody should be fearing. And I bought into it. Yeah, I bought into it thinking that Ty was going to go in here and just, and maybe get slept, and it didn't happen. And Taliesin started to show that actually maybe you're a little bit green. Like maybe you're not really what the UFC is trying to hype you up to be. Not taking anything away from Ty because Ty is tough. He's got hands of stone and all this. But I think that had Taliesin been the incredible, knockout artist and everything that he's been made to be, this would have been a different fight.
Look at his height. Look at his size.
Yeah, his
is
height
it true
and his size.
Before the fight that you said that his ground game is just simply getting up to get snacks? That's it? That's the whole game? Is that true?
Sure.
Well, I'm just saying what I heard on the Discord. No,
Yeah.
I'm telling you what I heard on the Discord. You were talking about this guy getting snacks, Taliesin. Is that true or no?
No, it's not. Discord, You guys are tripping. You guys are feeding my boy this crazy information.
Well, you've been here already for 2 weeks.
I'm
you
about
have good
to take over.
breakdowns. TJ, you see where I'm going with this.
I'm about to take over the Discord. So anyway, there was no energy, man. He completely left it all out, trying to use his strength to hold down a big dude like Tuivasa, and it showed that in the second round he had nothing. In the third round he really had nothing. So, and Tui, he came in and you could tell that he wanted to win this fight.
Tuivasa wanted to make it exciting.
He wanted to
Taliesin
make
wanted to kind of like stall a little bit.
Yeah,
For a
you
black
could tell.
belt, Bernardo, what did you think?
I think he just wanted to win, right? So he was playing safe, like win by points.
Yeah.
And Tuivasa, like TJ said, is like he stay over there because his personality and he gives himself on every fight. He doesn't care if he finishes or he doesn't finish, and he's gonna go.
Yeah.
And Taliesin played too safe, and I think he maybe got caught up on the hype too, and like he said, it's like he mounted and all that stuff, finish, boom. And I thought he didn't do enough. Even it seemed like he was not even trying. Tuivasa doesn't have the knowledge, I think, on the ground.
Yeah.
Supposedly, if you're a black belt, you expect that, man, if it takes to the ground, that's
Yeah,
it.
Exactly.
TJ, when you're such a phenomenal striker, when you were fighting a guy who was black belt worthy and someone who was very scared to be, with you to be on the ground, would you fight him the same way? Like, do you think Tuivasa let that get to his head? Because he tried to make it exciting, but it seemed like he never wanted to go down, never wanted to do anything else.
Well, he needed to go to the body, right? So everyone
100%.
knows that Tuivasa is looking for that overhand right because how much taller Teixeira is, as well as he's got power in that bomb of his overhand right. So not only he knew it, Teixeira knew it, the fans know that, look, he's looking for the overhand right. How are you going to set up that overhand right? Especially when everyone knows it's coming. Work the fucking body, especially with and it's going to help you from getting taken down, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm sparring you, if I'm fighting you, and I'm a lot shorter than you, I'm here already, for me to keep you from getting underneath me, I'm working here this body, right? I'm coming in, I'm jabbing high, but I'm like, right? And then next time I'm coming down, I do that a few times, I fucking get my angles, I do whatever I want, I'm working the body. Now you're thinking here, right? Now I'm going to come down, nope, bam, on top and sleeping,
Yeah.
So He needed to do a better job of setting up what he was looking for rather than just going for
Is this when you've talked about on the past, like setting those traps? Is that what, like he wasn't setting any traps? Is that what
He was headhunting. He's going for a guy that's much taller than him, and he's got power in his hands. Again, a blessing and a curse to have that power. But because you get so stuck in headhunting, if he would have dug the body a lot more, that overhand right and the big left hook that he has afterwards would have been great, right? But
and it would have taken him so much more further, had taken his energy away so much more too, right? Because he was already visibly gassed in the second, visibly gassed in the third.
Yeah.
So had there been some coaching in Tuivasa's corner, like, hey, abandon the overhand right, work the body.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, with the power that Tuivasa has, he would have put him down with a body shot.
Yep.
Hey, he's a monster. In real life, Tuivasa is a big boy.
Yeah.
When he came on the pod, he's huge, you know? And like a lot of people, though, they talk about the way the UFC is going right now, TJ, with the way fighters are becoming and this single hand power and these overhand fighters, kind of same as Junior Taffa. Is the sport evolving as well, where then that game plan just doesn't work anymore? Is it just a certain stylistic matchups don't work?
What game plan?
Just having these crazy overhand power rights and these crazy wild swing for the fences, these like where you're not like setting up the proper MMA technique.
Yeah, everyone knows it. Everyone's getting better at techniques. And so if everyone knows you're looking for that overhand right, like I'm going to keep my left hand glued. I'm going to work your body and I'm going to counter what you're best at. Like if you know, like I was telling Khalil earlier, like if you know that's your best skill, your opponent knows it, their coaches know it, they've watched tape on you, like you got to switch shit up. You got to do a different technique. Like, come on, start kicking his calf a little bit. You know what I mean? Like get him backing up, going to the body, kick his calf on the exit, like mix things up so that I can set up my weapons.
Yeah, I totally agree. And this is another thing that I was talking about as we watched the fight. Like Tuivasa is clearly struggling here on the bottom with he's not really doing anything to to combat the jiu-jitsu.
Like, how are you not going for a head and arm choke there?
Yeah, how are you not going for a head and arm choke? How are you not actually? There were so many times that he lost the mount position.
Yeah.
And to me, when I think of a jiu-jitsu black belt, I'm not thinking like, okay, crazy scramble, flying this, that, heel hook. No, I'm thinking about like being as strong and as secure in basic positions.
Well, especially when you got Tuivasa like trying to punch you from the bottom. It's like, look where his arm's at.
Yeah,
Like
flat on his
wrong,
back,
right? Yeah.
both heels planted on the ground, flat on his back, and you're in mount.
Yeah.
I feel like as a black belt,
Finish the fight.
you should be able to finish the fight, or at least just stay in that position and not lose it.
No, even though I feel that you can see, I don't know. I think he was a little bit arrogant and he was trying to rest a little bit because he was getting tired. Because if you have 2 minutes and you're a black belt and you mount someone, and Tuivasa was not even trying to doing the proper defense, it's like how you don't finish the fight.
bro, I'm
Dude, like there's an arm bar there.
I'm
He's
a
like
bantamweight and I
literally,
finished that head and arm choke on him. You know what I
Head
mean?
and
Like,
arm choke.
elbow. He had everything. Everything was open. He just
TJ, quick question. Who do you think in the UFC who's actively on the roster still has a Hotmail Gmail account?
I don't even know.
Who do you think still uses Hotmail? As their
Hotmail.
email instead of
Who's
Gmail?
the least tech savvy? Do you think like a Justin Gaethje's got a Hotmail?
Wow, that's a crazy call out.
Well, I mean,
Guy just won the belt. He's an
I know-
interim champion.
I know, but he
TJ.
doesn't seem like he's like really like on his emails, his like
We'll
he's-
move into round 3. So Tuivasa in round 3.
maybe like Sean Strickland's probably got a Hotmail or
Sean Strickland seems like he's on it. He's been doing a lot of live streaming lately with Nina. So this fight, a lot of people were talking about this round 3. They saw the urgency in Tuivasa. They knew he needed the win.
There
He
was
knew he
not
needed-
any urgency.
No. I'm saying they knew that he needed this win and
Yeah.
there was no urgency.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's
what meant to say.
cardio.
Yeah. So, I was going to ask you, TJ. So break down, what do you think? Because when we were watching the fight, even at the house, you're like, yo, round 3, you're on this losing streak. You got to win this fight. What do you do in this position?
I mean, you definitely don't push him against the cage and lock him up, or when he shoots a bad shot, he had a front headlock and
front headlock for 35 seconds.
he
that
stayed
just
there.
Sat there.
It's like, why would you not like stand up, circle, knee him in the ribs, like look for the uppercuts
Soccer kick
here,
to the body.
soccer kick him, like not hang out there. But he's tired.
yeah.
He's tired. His brain's not working the right way. All
this is time
oxygen
wasted.
is going to his muscles and
This
to
is
his
time
body.
wasted.
Yeah.
And I think even DC and those guys were saying like, this is the last thing he should be doing is trying to clinch with him right now. He's got only one shot. This is the 3rd round. And due to the energy systems that we were talking about earlier.
And I feel like even it's out of his personality, right? Because he never done that before too. Like he'll be dying, but he'll still be just striking.
Yeah.
And I feel like that fight that he have done the wild thing will be better than Clinch.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I mean, Taliesin just looks so big, though. I mean, someone's either lying about their height.
Like,
or
now watch, he's
someone
going to
just-
like tie him up now. He's like, he's got him on the ropes. He's hitting big punches. And then he shoots a bad shot and he stays down in there, right? Like, puts him up against the cage. Like, you got to be striking.
Does this go into the effect again, TJ, where you're talking about, the guy's a black belt, you just want to stand there and bang, or is it simply just cardio at this point?
This cardio.
Just strictly cardio.
Yeah.
And Khalil, you've been in a position like this.
Like, why hold on to him right now? You just had him on the ropes.
Yeah. And it's just, he's not trying to do anything here. It's just buy some time, which you don't have time.
Yeah.
You got to go in here and get this win, dude. You're on a 4-fight losing streak. Like, you got to go in there and do what he does, which is sell out, even if you're tired. Like Coach was saying, like he's known for going in there and swinging, even when there's nothing left. And in his last final chance that he had to break this losing streak, he got tired and he chose to clinch up and waste time off the clock.
Yeah, this fight was. I wanted to see Tuivasa win this so badly. Do you think that
think
this
everyone
puts him
did.
in jeopardy of getting cut?
I don't think so. I think he still has too much star power. I think that the UFC, they realize that, like, I mean, everybody loves him in Australia. I just think that it just brings him down. He's probably going to get tougher fights now, and these guys in the lower level of the heavyweight division to try to build their names. But I don't think they'll cut him.
He'll probably move to like 15 in the rankings. Teixeira will move up because Tuivasa was going into the fight at 12.
Yeah.
Teixeira was 15.
How crazy is it that you've lost 4 fights in a row and you're still 12?
Well, there's only 30 guys that have.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
It's
like,
crazy.
I mean, a good friend of our podcast and of the brand, and obviously someone who grew up training with Bernardo is Buchecha.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. This heavyweight division's no joke. You have to have ground game. You have to have striking, but the cardio is insane. We see Buchecha kind of have the same issues. One of the greatest jiu-jitsu athletes of our generation, if not ever.
Yeah.
And it's the cardio that I feel like puts him in those awkward positions where he can't finish the fight.
Yeah, especially when you're getting into these higher
train with him as
level.
well.
Yeah, when you're getting into these higher level fights, it doesn't matter if you have the one punch knockout power. You got to have more skills. You can't just have one-sided jiu-jitsu or one-sided boxing or Muay Thai. It's got to be a mixture of both. And we're also starting to see it like in the last card. Guys like Hokit who are coming in here, Hurricane. With just athleticism, we're seeing the Tom Aspinalls. We're seeing these guys that are coming in with, yes, they're heavyweight, but they're athletic.
style.
They're
Yeah.
moving.
Style.
They're jumping. They're doing all this stuff, bringing speed, and you can tell that they've got higher cardio. So that's the new evolution of the heavyweight division.
Gable
And all these,
Stevenson's.
Gable
the
Stevenson's
Gable
a dog.
Stevensons. You know,
If Gable Stevenson can put it together, he will have a world
he can
championship
put
in
it
no
together.
time.
yeah, he can put it together. He seems like he wants to. This is the new evolution of the heavyweight division. We're going to start seeing these athletic guys come in, and these one punch power guys, the Derek Lewises, all these are going to start falling off.
I think we give a little bit credit to the UFC because if you think about it, the last 3 or 4 heavyweights that they signed were guys that are good at wrestling or jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Right. So we had Buchecha. We have another guy that's from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt too, Max Jimenez. He got knocked out in the first fight, but a jiu-jitsu guy. And I feel like the UFC was pushing more jiu-jitsu guys because of that. One, promoting is hard, right? If every other fight someone get knocked out because of their hands, then it's hard to promote and sell that guy every single time unless they have a star and they don't have a winning streak.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's like now they only have to worry about striking. Then the moment you start mixing, people gassed out really fast.
Yeah.
And the fights are not as entertaining.
Yeah.
TJ, you brought up a great point. Before we go into this next fight, you said how important wrestling is with jiu-jitsu and MMA and how you have to have specific jiu-jitsu and specific wrestling to apply it to make it useful in the UFC.
Yeah.
Can you kind of break that down? And then Bernardo, before we talk about this fight, I want to talk about the sparring and the training you put together with Khalil and Buchecha.
For me, it's anti-jiu-jitsu.
It's what?
Yeah.
Anti-jiu-jitsu.
Oh, you got a Brazilian sitting right next to you.
I know, but
That's
he-
like
but
that's what we call it.
Those are fighting
Listen.
words.
That's what we call it.
He knows how to train MMA jiu-jitsu. MMA jiu-jitsu is like this hybrid of wrestling, control, smash. You see all the Dagestanians doing it right now where they're smashing, they're controlling, they're fighting for
Punching.
small positions, they're punching, they're getting in these they're able to control a scramble. Where jiu-jitsu is less scrambling. So it is anti-jiu-jitsu, right? It is learning how to defend it, smash it, find your positions, stay on top, and be in the dominant positions.
When we talk about like sparring, we talked about it earlier in the podcast, Bernardo, but like, for example, Khalil Rountree and Buchecha sparring and training together. How important is it to work on, Buchecha, say, striking, takedown, and then utilizing the jiu-jitsu with a little bit of wrestling versus a guy like Khalil Rountree trying to keep that guy off of him? Like, what is it that you look for when you're putting together those camps?
No, I think it's one of the best matchups that you can have is something like that, like a really guy that's really good at striking, and because then it doesn't matter what side it goes, they're both having to evolve, right?
Yeah.
And they both have to get better at that area, and even getting comfortable, right? Like I was actually just talking to Khalil. It was like the first time he trained with Buchecha, he was a little bit tense because of like, the jiu-jitsu. And we talked, it was like, hey, next time he was more relaxed, and you can see he started doing the anti-jiu-jitsu. You don't worry about exchanging positions and thinking about jiu-jitsu. You worry about having a good position, stay on top, be able to hit the guy or control the guy or not get hit.
Yeah.
Right. So those trainings are really important because once, if you have someone like Buchecha, right, that does the jiu-jitsu, if Khalil can start stopping and nothing happens on 2 rounds on the ground with Buchecha, even the mental game, right? Now Khalil is like, psst. I was like, yeah, whatever. It's like, who's gonna put me down? That's gonna give me that pressure.
And you put him into situations too, right? Like I'm going to put Khalil in deep waters. He's already tired. Let's put him in a situation where Buchecha is awesome at. And then the more confident you get in defending against this world level black belt, like you're going to get confidence when you're out there. Like, oh, I can grapple with everyone.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why even smart fighters sometimes bring guys like that, right? Like Joan Jones on his last camp, he brought Gordon Ryan, right? He brought Stevenson, and he was just like, why? Because then those guys make that mental game that's like, man, if I'm hanging with this guy, I'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and the same thing for Buchecha, right? Like making him have to strike. Like, hey, you're not like we're handicapping you. You cannot shoot for shots. You cannot go for the ground. You're sparring Khalil. He's going to be nice with you. He's going to hit you. But he's not going to try to knock you out, and he's going to make you more comfortable on your feet. The more time you get on your feet and you're getting punched and you're seeing punches and you're throwing back, your cardio is going to get better because you're not used to doing that. So you're going to get better cardio from striking, and you're going to build confidence. You're going to build confidence. So you got to handicap your fighters.
Yep.
The next fight we have is Physique versus Ruffy. Ruffy, a good friend of the
What a
podcast.
fight.
Amazing fighter.
This was the fight I was most excited about on the card. Yeah.
And we talked about a big thing that the internet was talking about was Ruffy kind of leaving the Fighting Nerds to go to City Kickboxing to train with Volk. We saw him training with Izzy. Physique, had the injury, had a big loss, had a massive comeback in 2024 with the knee injury. And everybody talks about him. They talk about his win before this loss and, his comeback. But he's kind of seen some valleys and peaks in his career so far. But Ruffy's so technical, right? And so legitimate. Unique move leaving the Fighting Nerds to go down there. But TJ, you said you thought there was some really good in that.
It's very smart. He's fighting Physique, right? He's got like almost like the same kind of build and fast twitchness of Volkanovski, right? So you're going to deal with this motion. You're going to deal with really structured technique and a fast, explosive guy. So why not, like I said, tailor your training partners around the guy that you're going to fight? So it made a lot of sense to me, as well as he's fighting over there. So why not go get used to the time zone, being there, training during there, waking up there, being with the guys that are training over in Australia, These guys are both phenomenal strikers, but completely different styles, right? You got Physique, which is real structured, great head motion, great feints, throws the right techniques, like really, really structured, right? Like he's throwing kicks and following up with punches, setting up his kicks, level changing, moving his head, real structured, awesome, big fan of his. And then Ruffy, he's got this great timing. His timing is excellent. He catches you on the way in, but he wants distance. He wants to be creative. He gets good angles. He's really, really creative. And that's a hard guy to train for because you don't know what's coming, and he's long and he's accurate. So I'm a big fan of both of these guys' fighting styles.
Yeah, very. And earlier we were talking about the selfishness in the training, and I think it's a great thing for Ruffy to go and do something with Volkanovski, especially to prepare for a guy like Rafa, because Rafa is incredible. He's an amazing striker. He's got very similar movement. He's durable, just like Volk. So yeah, there are times in your career where you have to kind of stray from the path and go do what's best for you, especially when you're a guy like Ruffy who has a very bright future ahead of him. And he obviously wants to be a champion and get the best fights. And so at times you have to make the best move for yourself. And sometimes that may hurt a little bit of feelings, but he's got to take care of, his legacy and himself.
Why are you going to be down on for someone trying to better themselves? Like going to train with a world champion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you want to be a world champion?
Yeah.
Go learn how the world champions are doing.
I think you gotta have everybody
you know?
understand what it takes to kind of separate yourself from friends and take your training and your profession to the next level.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people get crucified for that because they look at this as like a game of loyalty, but it's
only when a team has been built.
Professionalism.
Yeah, only when a team has been built off of like this brotherhood that they have, and the fighting nerds were all coming up together. And so then like he separates and should be selfish and trying to get better. He's got a chance to be a world champion. So it's bullshit. It's bullshit that you're going to bash on a guy for trying to be his best self. He's chasing a dream that no one's going to fucking reach. People don't reach being a world champion. It takes the crazy motherfuckers that are willing to do crazy shit, get outside the box, learn new techniques, and be selfish. Be the best in the world.
Do the extra, right? Go the extra. And I feel like, it's like you can have a home, and I think that happened in Jiu-Jitsu a lot, and now it's different, is that it's the brotherhood, the sharing knowledge, all that stuff, that you feel that you own someone or you own respect to someone. But I feel like the sport will evolve a lot more if people do that cross training. Right? It's like he doesn't need to leave a place. Like he could cross train for this fight because, like you said, time zone, the style, right, the height, everything. There's no one to mimic your guy at your gym. Hey, let's go to this gym. Let's cross train. Whenever you need my help, let me know. Come to our gym and we help you out with that.
And I'm dealing with it right now with this high school wrestlers at Del Oro. Like, they wrestled the same guys day in and day out. So if Ruffy's sparring the same guys, always sparring the same guys, they know how you fight. Yeah. You guys know each other so well. You guys are dance partners. Like, neither of you are really going to evolve that much by always training together. Like, there's this really good kid in the wrestling room that he's like all pissed off at himself because someone that he knows he's much better in is hanging with him. It's like, he knows exactly how you wrestle. Yeah. He's wrestled with you for countless hours, day in and day out. He knows what you're looking for, right? The guys you're going against in the cage don't know that, right? So being able to mix it up with new guys is going to add new wrinkles to your game.
Yeah, you have to be forced to make new decisions, to explore more of your tools.
Get out of your
if
comfort
you're just
zone.
used to using the same tools over and over and over again, you're not necessarily going to get better. And somebody like Ruffy, who still has a lot of room to improve, I mean, we all do. You've got to be able to step outside the box, train with new guys, and learn new things about yourself, learn new tools, new methods, new ways of thinking.
Camp, I think, at the same time as a champion to see how he prepares and having that same energy that you can see someone that has the same dream as you do and he's living your dream. That makes a big difference.
Yeah, like
I mean, you never want to be the smartest guy in the room. You always want to surround yourself with people that are more successful than you. Right?
I was going to say, Coach Bernardo, when he was here with Hamzat and Armin, originally I asked Armin, I was like, okay, what do we need? And he's like, well, I need Coach Bernardo here, and then we can put together some grappling classes, and then we can have some pro days. And I was just thinking to myself, like, how smart, because a guy like Armin doesn't seem, and I know we joke around about him, a guy that would be humbled enough to be like, I need this, this, and this. I need these guys that are better than me. But then TJ shows up the next day, and TJ's like, no, that's why he's going to be a world champion. He knows what he needs. It's guys that are better than him. And then Coach helped put together a lot of those sparring days. So it's unique too when you see a fighter who sees that, recognizes it, and humble enough to talk about it. One thing I wanted to ask you, TJ, was as we go into this round 2, if Uncle Chael Sonnen, one of the greatest MMA fighters of all time, never fought, the Discord would like to know, what would he be selling? Timeshares, condos, crypto,
car insurance, life insurance, something like.
Yeah. And do you truly believe that he belongs on the top 25 list of all time
of fighting?
Yes.
No.
Okay. That's not what I would say, but I'm going to go with your take.
Yeah, but you go to sleep listening to his podcast.
I think he's the most brilliant mind in the history of MMA.
He is very entertaining and awesome and fun, and he's done great things, but technically, no, he's not top 20.
And then, Khalil, I have a question for you before we go into round 2. Which fighter do you think has the worst taste in music purely based off their tattoos?
Worst taste in music purely based off their tattoos? Jamal Hill.
That is crazy.
No, but dude,
that is crazy.
He's got the worst tattoo. Like, he's made good money. Like, fucking cover that up.
TJ, you're gonna back up that up?
Yeah.
Everybody's got their own style. Damn it.
Hey,
Who would you say was the easiest work you've ever had in the UFC during a fight?
Jamal Hill.
Oh my God, Khalil. Jesus. He's a champion. All right, let's get back to round 2. Coach, I was going to ask you something about Brazilians. I'm going to stay off that topic. All right, so round 2, here we go. The technical savvy of Ruffy, understanding the distance, like you said, TJ. Can you talk to me about the distance a little bit more and what you saw in round 2? Because this is when he was really...
Well, he was still getting backed up.
Yeah.
Physique did a great job of cutting him off. Like, he's very technical, man. He's cutting him off really well. He's keeping that pressure on him because he doesn't want Ruffy to get creative and have that distance. But the jab won Ruffy the fight. The jab won him the fight. It set up the right hand, right? So he's landing the jab all fight, landing a great jab all fight. He fakes the jab to the chest, which opens up the line for that right hand right down the pipe, and it won him the fight. So it wasn't that he got the distance because Physique kept coming forward, kept cutting him off, but Ruffy just picked his shot real well and set it up with that jab. He set a trap, right? If I'm jabbing you, I'm hitting that jab, like a guy like Physique who's got really good technique, he's going to try parrying that jab. He's going to try parrying that jab. And then you throw it towards his chest. That parry comes down even further. It gets him a little bit more out of position. And then that right hand is ready to come right down the pipe.
I want to add to that, TJ, because there's something that I saw that I just could not get my head around when it came to this fight. And Rafa is that he didn't use enough hands, in my opinion. And I think that's what got him caught with that jab right hand that put him down.
You don't think Physique used enough?
No, he didn't use his hands quite enough at all.
In what ways, though?
Let me show you really quick.
Yeah.
So, if you see a lot of the Rafa's approach is that Ruffy was long, right?
Ruffy kind of fights like McGregor. I'm going to just point that out.
So Ruffy was long, and I feel like although Rafa's a little bit shorter,
You want to be Ruffy? I be Rafa?
No, you be Ruffy.
Are you
so
sure?
you be long. Yeah.
Okay.
So Rafa is a lot like this, and he's not using his hands, and he's coming in like this. You can see it all the time. What I mean by using his hands more is like he should have been like
Keeping him
this,
active.
keeping him active with.
But every time he tried to come in, he got a date from Ruffy.
Because he was just
He
doing
almost
this.
got scissor kicked.
Because he was just doing this.
Doesn't mean overcommitting on his punches. He just means keeping his hands
Keeping
busy.
his hands busy.
Yeah.
He did not keep his hands busy at all.
But in all honesty, don't you feel that every time though he tried to get busy, he was getting that jab?
No, it was every time he was coming in, he was getting jabbed. Because
They say Ruffy has the strongest jab in the lightweight division.
Rafa was not using his hands. We can watch this fight all over again. He was like this the whole time. And he was throwing these like blind kicks. Yeah. In the first round, what was helping his kicks is he was doing this head movement like this, and then he would follow up with the kick off of the shift.
He has nasty kicks.
Yeah, the shift over to the left. So he was using his head movement a lot and then following with the kick. He stopped moving his head, stopped moving his hands, and then he was trying to kick. But his hands were like this. So look, going like along, he should have at least been using this and staying busy here. But he was more like this.
Kind of like you were saying Demetrius does, right? Like playing with the hands.
Yes.
Like
Playing with the hands.
So the hand fighting stuff can work in the higher weight divisions.
Yeah,
Yes.
it can.
All divisions.
It can work.
Well, I thought it's a lot easier.
Look at
for
some of the
Mighty Mouse
best
'cause he's so
boxers in the
shorter.
world, like Terrence Crawford, what he did to Canelo. Like, he played with the hands a lot.
Really?
Right? Oh, yeah.
I always thought it was a lot easier for Mighty Mouse just because of the weight division, and he can move a lot quicker and be a lot more faster because there's not as much power in those smaller divisions.
No.
We'll break this down in the cage, and
You mean that in
Ruffy.
all honesty?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
wow.
always want to play, like, keep the hands active. And the more
Even
than
for a heavyweight fighter.
Oh, yeah.
For
Really?
everybody.
Again, you're setting
But
traps.
you don't do a lot of that.
Play every fight back.
What are you talking about?
How do you think I knocked out Anthony Smith?
With the Thor hammer.
No,
That was
dude.
after the
I
fact.
knocked him out like
I don't ever see you playing with hands.
you don't watch.
I don't watch you do
You don't
this.
watch enough of my fights.
You seen this?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe you have.
I'm southpaw.
I'm gonna go with TJ.
I was doing this with Anthony Smith.
Yeah.
And then, bam.
Bam.
Yeah, but
That's how I knocked him out.
You wind up your punches like a disco doll. You go like
And
this.
this-
But,
like, bang.
but then how can you wind him up? If he was just
Yeah,
like,
it's like,
if I was just
listen.
like this-
Shh. Yeah.
That uppercut would have never landed
Because he can see it.
because you can see it. But
Yeah.
I was like this.
Boom.
bang, bang.
Yeah, but it's like you're not even trying. You like do a lot of this weird
It's
stuff.
tempo. It's tempo.
It's tempo. Yeah. And then also when you look at
my favorite clothing from Santo Studio.
There we go.
Yeah. Means movement in time.
Yeah.
So,
exactly. Movement in time. Exactly.
In Italian, tempo means movement.
Okay.
So
available at North.
Not only that, but every fight you watch, I'm not like this.
How are we the same height right now? Because I'm on a stand.
You got some lips.
Because you got the new Ryan Sheckler.
Yeah, I put 3 soles in these, so every time we do content, I'm going to be as tall as him.
Yeah, you got the new Ryan Sheckler.
He can't be taller than me anymore. Listen,
but anyway,
in all honesty, when we go in the cage, I'm going to show you. But this is what you were doing a lot of times. You were doing this in the fight, right? You're like, boom, get some.
That was just at the end.
Yeah, but you do that when you fight, does he not? You talked about this, about how slow his hands are.
I say that.
How slow my hands are!
I say that.
How slow! No, you said how he goes slow.
Call Michael Bisping!
Slow, and then he speeds up.
It's tempo.
Yes. Okay, so some people say tempo, some people say slow. But you're known for being super fast for your division.
Okay, so it's like throwing a changeup in baseball.
Don't take this personally. I'm just telling you what the Discord says.
Hey, it's like throwing a changeup in baseball.
Where's the Discord? Log into the Discord.
I throw a fast pitch throw, and then guess what? This one's gonna be slow because I'm switching up my tempo. Same thing as like if I'm always hitting 1-2s like this, you know this, right? Now I'm gonna go, right? Because now he's expecting.
Okay, so
or maybe I'm patterning my hands like, and then it's like, boom.
So you're using this just to keep him off guard.
That was just for that setup.
It's a mental.
I like it. I like what you do. I like your work.
Discord.
I
got
like
something
your
for
work.
you guys. I'm sending a virus to everybody in the Discord.
I like your work, but some would say that Ruffy does fight like McGregor, right? Very long, dink, pieces you up, you're out.
You say that.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at his power.
I think
no
you heard
one
it in the
lightweight
Discord.
division except Armin has that power.
I think you heard that in the Discord.
Ruffy has the strongest powered jab in the lightweight division besides Armin. Do we agree or no? Close?
I think he's a little bit like Conor, his precision. Right?
Well, you're just saying that because
Not
he's
necessarily
Brazilian.
the price. He has that time. He's good at how precise he is.
I think Ruffy has the best reaction time in all of the UFC right now. His reactions and reflexes are what make him great. And Conor, at a point in his career, had that.
Yep.
He was so tapped into himself and being the best. And he was really good at analyzing the guys coming at him. The same, when he put Jose Aldo down with that left hand, it was a timing thing. It was him being present and reacting to a moment. And I think Ruffy has that. And that's what maybe makes him compared to.
Real quick, before we go into the next fight, I need to ask you a question, Khalil.
Okay.
Who in the UFC do you think has a Finsta and posts motivational quotes on it?
John Jones.
Oh my God, dude, you can't talk about the GOAT like that, dog.
John Jones 100% has a Finsta.
That is the GOAT, dude.
Who has a Finsta?
That is crazy work, dude. Coach, since you have some good time with him and you saw a different side of him than most, what do you think if Khamzat created a YouTube, the first video title would be?
That it's impossible to figure it out because it's so weird. Because you look at him and he looks like super tough and he's crazy. He does things that people think he's gonna kill someone.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's like funny and super relaxed. So it's like
He's funny, really?
Yeah, he's the
I've
funniest
never
guy.
met him. I can't wait to
Khamzat
meet
and
him.
Armin together is like stepbrothers.
I can't wait
You
to meet
put
him.
those two together, Khamzat and Armin, it's like stepbrothers. For 6 weeks, I'm in here like, anybody want work? And then when the Chechnyan boys show up, and then you got Armin and the Armenian, Georgian, American Burbank boys show up, I'm just like, oh, it's war.
Wow.
And then they train all day. Dude, hey, TJ, who if Khamzat created a YouTube channel and he posted his first video, what do you think the title of that video would be?
I smash.
Wow.
Smash.
Not bad.
Smash.
Not bad at all.
Hey, what do you think the chances are that I can train with Khamzat?
Khamzat and Armin will take you in as one of their own, but you got to show respect. You see what's going on with Chama? No respect, no Chama. Respect, Chama. You saw that? A lot going on right now on the internet. Yeah, Khamzat's been tweeting. He's like, bro, some people talk too much. Now no respect. You have to realize something. And I think the only person who really sees it is TJ, because he really did help me a lot when I was navigating, putting together these camps at Jaxxon Media House. And Coach Bernardo did as well. But I rely on TJ a lot off camera for advice about MMA and the world we're in, because we're doing so much here at Jaxxon. All joking aside, we're building this brand of like the best jewelry for men. We're navigating the world of people coming here to train and full-blown camps. But then at the same time, we still have this brand in the front. So one of the biggest things was like, TJ was like, yo, dude, I know you're trying to create content and I know you're trying to do all this stuff, but they got to train. They got to become world champions and they got to have the right tools to do that. They need a guy like Bernardo for full-time grappling. That's why we opened up the Jiu-Jitsu studio that Bernardo has right here at Santo Performance Studio that's open to the public. But during the day, he does the pro classes. They need real conditioning. That's why we got Sam Calavita involved. And they need all these tools and they have to put these tools together to really create something special. And so I think at the same time, what a lot of people don't realize is they're so professional at what they do, but they have a life outside of this MMA world. And that's where I really got to see a different side of them, because when you show them respect and you give them the tools they need to train, which TJ really helped me put together, then you see a different side of them because they see the respect you give them. And they're all respect. You give respect, they'll give you the most respect. Like, I was walking down and then we'll get right in this fight. I was walking down the Newport Beach Pier with Hamzat and Armin and little Jaden. And anybody who even looked at me, I felt like Hamzat would just kill him one bite. And I was just like, this is crazy. Like, I want to fight someone just to see what we would do. That's why they call us the Big Three.
Yeah.
Me, Hamzat, and Armin.
That was a good one.
Because
that was great. I like that.
Hey, slow hands. You want to chill out and let me finish the story? Because what happened, I was kidding.
You better be careful. You're getting in the cage after this.
Yeah, today we're going in the cage.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show you what I got.
I am going to break your leg.
Okay, I wouldn't doubt that. But all right, we're gonna just jump right into this. All right, next we got Benoit Saint Denis and Dan Hooker. Now, for everybody who talks about Benoit Saint Denis, I think we need to clear the air a little bit. First of all, this guy is like the Navy SEALs of France. Like, this guy was just literally a monster, and I think he's running through the division in orderly fashion. He's a standout, and he's a killer. And then you have Dan Hooker, which I think is like the ultimate fan favorite.
Yeah, I love
Not
Hooker.
just because of his tattoos, but because the guy's got to be the grittiest dude in the game.
He just likes to fight.
17-year pro career, a veteran in the game. He lost to Armin in November. He holds, the UFC lightweight record with 8 win bonuses. And he's known as an elite gatekeeper now at this point. And then you have like BSD, who's 100% finishing rate with his 4th straight stoppage. And he just mauled Hooker, and he's climbing the division. He's climbing the ranks. Hooker said he just wants to spoil people's title, he wants to spoil people's title dreams and runs now. That's like his new thing. And, I don't know what's going to happen or where he's going to be after this fight, but BSD really declared that he wants an undisputed lightweight title or the BMF belt next. And judging based off Armin and what's going on with the division, we'll see what's going on there. Before we even start, Khalil Rountree, you see Dan Hooker at a bar, you see those tattoos. How scared are you?
On a level of 1 to 10?
Yeah.
1.
Like, you're not getting scared if this guy walks in with no shirt on, you see all that?
No, not at all.
Not even with that samurai dragon tattoo on his back?
Not at all.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay. So that's not going to get him riled up at all? No. I'm telling you, if I saw this guy walk in the bar with the bleach hair, I'm not saying a single word to him.
Well, it's because it's you.
Well,
you're not Khalil Rountree.
What about if you saw Dan Hooker at a bar with his shirt off, big samurai tattoo, and you showed up with Armin and Hamzat?
Oh, I'd say whatever I want. What do you mean? That's a dumb question. Don't ask dumb questions on the podcast. BSD fights like there's an Uber outside. Like, this guy just wants to get in there and get out. This guy is like the most surgical fighter in the game right now.
Not surgical. I wouldn't call him
surgical.
No.
What do you mean?
No, not surgical.
Surgical.
He imposes his will.
Should have a PhD.
PJ, take his mic away. Take his mic away.
Start us off with the fight. What did you see?
He imposes his will, right? We all knew that Benoit wanted to get the fight to the ground, right? Like, we know that he's going to be stronger there. We know how he fights. He's not like a elite striker. He imposes his will. He comes forward. He gets a hold of you, and he outpowers you on the ground. I'm a massive Hooker fan. I love the way he fights. I like his style. What I would have liked to see from Hooker more so was a little bit more footwork, right? Because he wants to keep this range. He wants to keep this distance. So stay out of the clinch and keep your footwork going. And then also set up your kicks. It's good to throw kicks by themselves just to keep your opponent honest and also keep him cut off. But also start setting your kicks up. Throw some punches before those kicks so that they land. He keeps throwing them just pop shot kicks, right? So throw 2 punches, throw a 1-2, and then that, especially in that open stance, he throws a 1-2 from orthodox, throws the kick right behind it. It would have a lot more higher percentage to land it to the head, into the body. Fake an overhand, throw the ball, because you fake the overhand, he's going to block with his hands upstairs, land the kick to the body, right? So much more that he could have done, but ultimately, like, try to stay back off the cage, use your footwork, and not let this fight go to the ground.
Khalil, what did you see from this fight?
All I saw was persistence from BSD.
Yeah.
I think that's really what won him this fight is he just stuck to one thing. And that was just move forward and tangle up with this guy and try to take him down. In my opinion, it really exposed BSD. It made me actually think that like it should be a while before this guy gets a title fight because it just was not, although it was persistent. I mean, like some of those shots were from like 3-4 feet away. The hands were just not good at all. They were kind of sloppy. And yeah, you're going up against a guy like Hooker who's tough, but I just think that it kind of exposed him, and I don't really think that he's ready to be talked about as like, this championship level fighter that we all saw. So I'd like to see what's next for him, especially because he got a win. So like, let's see who they match him up with against next, and if he makes some adjustments. But I think that Hooker exposed him and showed it was a pretty sloppy fight.
Yeah, I've said this in a few of his fights now already. Like his striking needs to gain a lot more leaps and bounds. He needs feints because he wants that pressure. He needs to fake a lot more to make his way in, right?
It's almost like sometimes that even on his face in DC comment too, it looked like he was in a panic little mode. Like at some point he was like anxious to try something, almost like a little bit I don't want to use the word scared because he's not, but
just not confident,
but it
nervous.
Looked like this. It's like he's not relaxed and
It's like once he started feeling the length and getting those teeps to the stomach and stuff, he was just like, okay, I got to go forward. I got to get this guy out of here, even if it's putting my head down. And he almost got kneed in the face, a couple times. And he was just like, swinging, and he put the pressure. And I think, he's strong, but he just had nothing but persistence. Like he made up his mind that I'm going to take this guy down and just put him away. And it wasn't.
This is the guy you need to handicap in his next training camp. You need to handicap him, but guess what? You're not allowed to shoot any shots these next 5 rounds.
Yeah.
You have to only strike.
Why is that?
So that he gets more comfortable on his feet. He learns how to set his punches up rather than using like his hands just to get the takedowns.
So as someone who's now helping MMA fighters, especially in the UFC with a big one, Josh Emmett, how would you approach Benoit Saint Denis' next camp? Three big takeaways you would kind of order him to do.
I'm going to handicap him in a lot of his sparring rounds to where I'm going to make it so he can't shoot takedowns and he has to strike only, and get him against guys that can strike really well. So he has to get comfortable with his defense as well as his offense and how he's going to set up his punches. Obviously, you're never going to let go of what works for you. So continue to work your ground game. You always got to continue to work your strengths, but you got to handicap him in his sparring. And then technique that's going to work. Like I'd find the right mid holder that's going to work MMA striking, right? Like he really needs some MMA striking in there to where I'm chain wrestling, but also using strikes as my chain wrestling. Those will be my 3 takeaways.
Legit.
Do you feel like the aura of Dan Hooker kind of scared Benoit Saint Denis a little bit going into this, knowing that he's such a tough and gritty guy that he didn't want to get really after it?
I mean, yeah, you always got to be worried about getting in those wars with Hooker. That's what he wants, but I wouldn't say afraid. But obviously, it's in the back of your mind, like how you're going to win this fight. So go after what you're going to do to win.
Yeah, I think even because Arm is where it is, and it's kind of almost the same game plan he wanted. I think maybe he had the urge to like show that he can do what Armin did too, and so he wanted to like perform the same way, but he's not as clean on.
Until he felt some of those shots and realized like, oh shit, this is not where I want to be.
Yeah, Armin was able to get in there and strike with him. You can outstrike him, out-grapple him. Armin could beat him everywhere to where, like, Benoit can't outstrike Hooker.
Yeah. And we saw that very, very clearly.
Yeah.
No, even defense takedown, Hooker was able to defend a few times and like get to good positions, but you can see that it's not his main worry. But we saw it. Like there's a few times he got to the body lock that he could have actually put him down if he wanted to.
How do you kind of structure and put together Dan Hooker's career now, TJ, if you were his coach going into these next couple fights? I don't think he's going to be in a title contention anytime soon. I don't think he's going to be moving up in the rankings after this fight. How do you kind of help a fighter like this not lose the drive and to still stay sharp?
Learn how to get into the positions where he's best. He's got good technique. He's got great striking technique, and now learning how to be a little bit more finesse with it rather than just looking for a brawl and being the most exciting fighter. I would really like to see him start using his footwork and getting angles. He's long. Use your range. Like stay outside his feet, stay outside his shoulders, use your feints. Definitely not getting into these grappling exchanges when you know the guy's a better grappler than you. So being smarter with your game plan, going in there with the right game plan, and then keeping that distance better and setting up his kicks, things like that, to where like I know his abilities. He's really good. His grappling's not. I mean, it's pretty good. It's not like it's horrible, but we know where your strengths are at. So let's stay in those strength positions for you. Let's put the odds in your favor for this fight by using your footwork, your feints, and your setups.
Pretty much like be more of a fighter instead of a brawler.
Yes.
Right?
100% composure.
Yeah.
Being more composed and I think that would help him a lot.
He has the skills and like you said,
he does
the link and the striking and everything, but like you said, like he doesn't hide the kicks or behind anything.
No.
You know, like even the grappling, like you can see he's like, oh, okay, he's comfortable, but he does it at the wrong times. You know, instead of just like, oh, I shut you down, let me just do my thing now.
Yeah.
You know?
Being more cerebral with your fighting, you know,
smarter,
like a lot better game plan, you know.
If we look at the end of this fight right here, what do you think a guy like Dan Hooker does when he's kind of positioned like this, Coach Bernardo, and we see him try to get out of it a few times? Did he do the most that he can?
No, I think, again, why it goes, I think, even with the mentality, once you become a brawler, in the ground, you need to kind of be precise a lot of the times too, just like the striking. And he was just like, at some point, he was not trying to escape, then it's too late. You know? It's like you get into such a deep waters and the guy gets in such a good position, then now he drained your energy, he elbow a bunch of times on your head, and now you're dizzy, you don't know what to do anymore. When he landed, he didn't have the reaction of when he landed, he started defending himself or tried to improve his position to have an easier exit or an easier defense to the situation. He stopped and he let the guy do two moves. The guy got the takedown, then the guy did the next move, then he tried to do something. Then, of course, he didn't do the right defense. And sometimes too, again, there's not a lot you can do.
TJ,
All Benoit had to do was sink his left arm deeper here and circle out to his right. Like he's got his left arm a little too shallow. If he would have sunk it even deeper, because you're going to have tighter shoulder pressure, and then circle out to your right, he would have finished his head and arm choke sooner.
But instead, he doesn't seem to be doing that. It seems like he
see how shallow his arm is. Like
Yeah.
Same with the rear naked choke. That left arm needs to go deeper, because then it's going to keep his back flat to the mat as well too, right? He's able to come up to his side because my arm's shallow. I love the head and arm choke. That's like my jam. I can get there. I can finish it very, very well. But you got to sink your left arm deep, get that grip tight here, and then circle out to your right. It's going to keep his back flat.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, it just Dan Hooker had nothing else. You can tell that the strength from BSD was there, and that persistence. You know, it wore him down. It wore him down, and Dan Hooker didn't have that. The brawl left. There was no more brawl. It was more like now it's a matter of who's going to last the longest in these tight positions. So, yeah, very.
He's just waiting. He's a brawler and a fighter and a dog. So that's now he's just waiting for the end to come to him. He's not like, of course, that much elbows to the head too. It's just
Do we feel like Dan Hooker, the toughness, the aura, it'll allow him to still get these big fights? Do you think the UFC will still put together some big fights for him?
Yeah, I think so. He's done enough to secure it, and anybody's gonna watch now a fight that has Dan Hooker's name on it. Just because of this fight doesn't mean you're not a fan anymore. You know,
I want to.
Yeah, of course. We know what he's capable of. He's done enough to keep us all as fans. And yeah, I think
I feel like he's like a gatekeeper of the top 10, right?
Yeah.
So if you're tough enough to be top 10,
you got to get through him.
Let's see what you're made of. You know,
Yeah.
because he's gonna bring it to.
Still a cool reputation to have, being known as like a gatekeeper in some.
Yeah.
What are we doing, Khalil? Push-ups.
He's getting a pump, dude.
We need some energy in this.
That's the first. That's the first time. That's the first time I've seen you work out all week. I'm kidding. You gotta sink this better.
No,
okay.
Which arm are you gonna? Which arm are you gonna defend?
First of all, this is not how I would do it. That's better. Okay, I'm good.
You didn't even fight it.
Yeah, there's no need because I know what I could do. I don't need to sit here and prove I'm tough.
Okay.
We need some energy. In here.
Think I need to prove I'm tough? Okay, so this
Where's the coffee?
this was basically what most people thought was going to happen. BSD was going to get the win, but they thought it was going to be a tough fight. Before we move on, did we think the fight was tough enough though for the Dan Hooker aura? Do we think the fight was good enough for what we thought we were going to get out of it?
It was a good fight.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have loved to see us stay on the feet longer, but that's just because I'm a fan of Hooker.
You're a fan of hookers.
Yeah.
He's a fan of hookers.
He needs to change his
Amen.
fight name. He needs to be, because of his fighting style too, he needs to be Dirty.
Ooh, Dirty Dan
Dirty
Hooker?
Dan
Oh,
Hooker.
that would be good.
Dude,
That's actually a
fire.
great name.
That's fire.
That's actually a really great name.
That's really
All
fire.
right, this one just hurt me. This one just hurt me all the way around. You know, before we even start talking about Diego Lopez, who's I think one of the toughest dudes in the division, we got to talk about the fact that he's fighting Volk, who's, you know, I don't know, at this point, Alexander the Great over here. Like, this guy just does not age. And I don't know what it is about him or his fighting style, but he seems to just get sharper and better as he gets older. I don't understand this. TJ, you want to help me out with this one? The Benjamin Button reverse osmosis.
No, he's consistent. He's aged. He's definitely aged, but he's just really smart with the way he fights. I could talk about him fighting like Demetrius Johnson. Like, he does a really good job of point fighting. And Diego's problem in this fight, which he did in the first fight as well too, and I told you why he wasn't going to win, is that he was going to try to point fight him. He's not switching up how he fights. I said it in the cage when I was here last week. He needs to create chaos. He's best when it's a fucking chaos, dirty fight.
You did say he needs to create chaos.
You can't point fight Volkanovski, and that's why Volkanovski maybe has not aged to what you think he has, because he fights smart. He doesn't get hit. He circles his feet really well. He feints. He kicks. He exits. He's picking his shots very well. He's not a counter fighter. He's not going to stay in there and like try to exchange with you when you're coming in. So you got to create chaos. He's going to get out of the way, and you got to cut him off, and you got to turn it into a dirty. Like, I don't understand why when Diego came inside on the corner, he was so worried about the takedowns. Like, every grappling exchange at hand, like Diego actually kind of won the grappling exchanges.
Shout out to David Taylor.
So it's like, get into those grappling situations, like get a hold of him, let him shoot a shot on you, like get into these scrambles, get into these brawls where he has to exchange with you. That's where you catch him. Diego's got power in his hands, but you're not going to catch him by point fighting.
No, even on the first fight, right? If you think about it, like all the little moments that he had on the first fight, what exactly, like push against the cage, just go wild.
Yeah.
That's when he took the best on the fights. On the moments that he had on the first fight was exactly like that. Chaos and just bite on the mouthpiece and just go at it.
Yep.
You can't be more technical than like Volk, you know? So I think that was a mistake.
Khalil, before we jump into this fight real quick, the Discord has a question for you. Which fighter do you think has cried at a gender reveal party that is currently an active UFC fighter?
John Silva.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
John Silva.
Have you seen the video of him looking at the belt for the first time? He was on the podcast. He put me to sleep in this corner, and then he beat me up in that corner. That man is a dog.
Yeah.
And TJ, I have a question for you. Which fighter do you think has a 47 unread text message energy?
Well, if you're in the Jaxxon group thread, then you definitely always have 47 unread messages, right? Like
We have a team thread with all the athletes, all the fighters, all the skaters, surfers.
From your phone.
When I get out of wrestling practice, I go and look at my phone. I was like, 100 text messages? What the fuck?
You
dude?
scroll up and read all of them?
Not usually.
Half of them is Luke Rockhold showing himself shirtless in
a
his sauna,
sauna.
showing us posing techniques.
Yeah.
If you could imagine waking up every morning to a shirtless Luke Rockhold in a sauna showing his posing techniques.
Who's the active? I have no idea, man.
Yeah.
These questions are hard for me.
And then I have a question for you, Khalil and TJ. Last one before we hop into this title fight. Which fighter do you think is absolutely lying about reading books?
That he does or doesn't?
That he does read books.
I'm not a good personality guy. I'm more just technique.
Which fighter do you think gives you they want to be a pastor energy when they're
pastor?
done fighting?
Who has like
Hoofy.
Oh yeah, Hoofy would actually be a good pastor. He dedicated this fight to his brother, R.I.P., which was an amazing thing to see him do, and he fought with a lot of emotion. But the guy loves Jesus. He always praises Jesus.
I would say Hoofy and Oliveira.
Oh yeah.
For sure. I could see Oliveira.
All right, last one
pastor.
for you, Khalil. Which fighter do you think walks into the building and the first thing they ask you is, what's the password to the Wi-Fi?
Which fighter? Password to the Wi-Fi. Damn, King Green.
Oh my God. That's actually not bad. That's a pretty good one. That's not bad at all. And then last one for you, TJ. Which fighter do you think has beef with their HOA?
with their HOA? All of them. Every fighter. Fuck HOA.
Bobby Green.
Yeah.
Smoking blunts at the local community pool.
100%.
Bobby Green actually has amazing financial investments.
King
He has
Green.
like houses and apartments all over the place. Every time I talk to him, he's crying about renters and stuff. I'm like, I would never imagine you going to collect someone's money. Like, hey, open up, you owe me this month's rent. That's the last guy you want to be late to a payment with. All right, so now let's talk about this. There was a lot of potential hype going in this fight. You know, Diego getting the rematch. He's 31 years old, number 2 in the featherweight division. 27-8. Volk 28-4, 37 years old. So, 5-6 years difference right there. Featherweight champion, of course. And he ties Jose Aldo for the most UFC featherweight title defenses at 8. Second oldest male UFC champion behind Alex Pereira. First title defense on home soil. Former rugby league player who was a Sydney roster signee. And he only lost to Islam Makhachev twice and Ilia Topuria in the last 3 years. Future Hall of Famer for sure. One of the best fighters, if not, I would say for sure the best featherweight fighter of all time. And I would say he's probably top 10 best fighter of all time at this point. All joking aside, I think that list is without a doubt.
Who's joking? No one's joking about that.
Well, no, because the last podcast, everybody's talking about fighters and who's in the top 5, top 3. You guys think I'm joking around, but I think Mighty Mouse is number 1. I don't know how Mighty Mouse with all those title defenses always gets put behind John Jones. Is it because he had a loss?
I think you have to put him behind John Jones.
Oh, you do?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think they're both 1 and 2, but I just don't know why Mighty Mouse never gets the number 1 spot. He has so many title defenses.
Names that he fought against.
Yeah.
Yeah, but come on, anybody could play that game. And then, Diego Lopez, excellent submission
He hated
game.
that you had the right answer.
Yeah.
He's like, oh,
John Silva. The John Silva fight was an amazing fight for him. He really showed who he was. He fought with crazy urgency and skill in that fight and really just dismantled John Silva. And
that's how we needed to treat this fight.
Yeah, dude.
He needed
break
to
it
treat
down,
it
TJ.
like
Start it off.
like I said earlier, he's trying to point fight. He's letting Volkanovski circle. He's letting him pick his shots. Like, I need you to throw, right? You're in that open stance right now. Boom, throw a 2 kick just to enter, right? Like, throw that left body. Now follow it. Don't pull it back. Like, Volkanovski's not a counter fighter. Throw that kick to cut him off and then throw your hands. Get him to throw back so you have a chance to clip him with, you saw him clip him with that right hook. He's got power in his hands. Get him to exchange with you so you can catch him with one of your punches. You're never going to outspeed him. You're not going to outpoint him. You got to create chaos. And he was just too content with keeping his distance and follow those kicks up. Get him to block. Khalil, you're talking about last night. Kick him in the arms so you know where his arms are at, and then throw your punches afterwards. And he just didn't have any of that. And why be afraid of the takedowns? Why be? He's got a granite chin too. Volk's not a counter puncher. You got a granite chin, so fucking go for it. Just go. You're not gonna win a world title by watching Volk outpoint you.
Yeah, watching this fight, I felt like Volk came to win, and Diego just came to either fight or he was just expecting that some type of brawl was going to come to him or something, because he didn't really move forward too much. He waited a lot. He let the whole Volk move around, and it's almost like, what are you waiting for? It's what are you waiting for? And Volk, he showed that he like I said, that he came to win. He was more active. Mm-hmm. He did more movement, more striking, just everything. And I think Diego, he waited a lot, and it was kind of disappointing, especially for us on this side where we're rooting for Diego, mm-hmm. right? That's our guy. And Volk came in and shut it down.
We got to change his chest tattoo to no regrets. So
that's crazy work. That is crazy work.
Yo, he does look like the guy.
That's crazy work.
He does look like the no regrets guy.
Yeah. What about the idea that you talked about this so much last night, TJ, that Volk has this, again, similar to Mighty Mouse, right? Yeah. And he has this style of waiting for you and then kind of finding what he wants. Do we feel like Diego should have known that though, compared?
You would think so. You would think so. You would think that they would have that game planned out. It's how he fights every fight. He's so quick about closing the distance. Look, he's in kicking range right now, and he's a shorter guy. He's in kicking range, but he's a shorter guy because he can close the distance so well, and he's going to choose when to do it. He's doing it with his feints. He's doing it with his footwork. He's getting his hands out there. So you would have thought that they had this set up, and that's why I even hinted at it in our last week. It's hopefully they're listening to this. Fucking go. Just go. What else you got to lose? You go out and you lose to the top 10 guy in the world, or you go out there and possibly catch him.
It's almost like he made the mistake of changing his style that took him there. Mm. That on a fight that he needs to keep giving that style to being wild and bringing the brawl and everything that he doesn't do. I feel like even Paulo Costa fought easy, right? Mm. He got to that fight because he was just bite on the mouthpiece and just keep the pressure and going forward. And when it got to that most important fight of your life, you just okay, let me be technical now. It's no, wrong fight. Yeah. Like you said, it's you lose to the champion. It is what it is. It's
Yep.
And what do we see from Diego that you saw from the first fight that you thought would have been things that would have been fixed, TJ?
what he didn't fix,
Yeah.
Being active going forward. Like he even said he was going to go forward in this fight, but look, he's just standing there at that distance. Like cut him off.
He was less active than actually the first fight.
Maybe. I mean, they're kind of, to be honest, very similar. Like they're like he's not changing.
Volk's built too. I mean, he's built like a fire hydrant with anger issues. This guy just sits there calm, just waits. Like it seems like he's not even trying.
It's because the fight's at his range. It's at his distance.
It's at his range. There's nothing
Diego's
coming
so much
at him.
bigger. You would think Diego would be able to control that better.
He's too flat-footed. Look at he's like galloping forward. Look at his foot. Now look at Volk's feet. He's always on the balls of his feet. He's always circling. He's always moving. He's always feinting. And Diego's kind of plotting forward and following him too. He's not cutting him off. Like he's following that back hip. Wherever Volk goes, he's just following in that direction rather than like Physique did against Ruffy. Like get in front of him, cut him off this way, cut him off that way. Like, and Diego switches his stance. So switch your stance off to cut him off as well. You know, like make him go the way you want him to go instead of letting him lead the dance. Volk's not going to be tired because he's leading the dance.
100%.
When I'm fainting and I'm moving, I'm getting you guessing. Like I'm disrupting your rhythm, your rhythm and all your breathing. Like every time I feint a takedown, you're like, oh fuck, I'm not like comfortable because I'm like, oh, is he going to throw it out? Oh no, is he this? Like, but if you're able to like be in your pace the whole time, you're not going to get tired.
Not going to get tired at all. Yeah, well, he had a guy in front of him. Volk had Diego in front of him. Yeah, he's got the size, he's got the height, he's got the range, and he didn't use it at all. He didn't bring it forward towards him, so he had nothing to really worry about.
No.
At times when when Diego would strike, Volk was ready, he would move, but for the rest of the round, Diego's just standing there flat-footed. Mm-hmm. So Volk's like, of course, I'm just gonna chill here. I'm not. There's nothing coming at me, so I can chill. And
he's not a hoofy that's precise and that much power that can do this like the flat footed and just wait and for the
Performance of the night went to Ruffy and Quillian, but the fight of the night went to Volk and Lopez. I have another question we saw for the official bonuses. We saw post-fight, Volk mentioned, Avalov, and he mentioned Murphy, and there's also a potential matchup of Arman Tsarukyan moving down to 145 to fight Volk for the title. What do we think about that?
That'd be a big cut for him.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think he can make it?
He's pretty lean and he's big and strong. He can make it. I was just worried about how he's going to perform when he makes it, If he could do it healthy, then he'd be a lot stronger than Volk. And I would love to help him train for that fight. That'd be cool. But yeah, I mean, probably the winner of the next fight with Leon Murphy.
How do you train a guy like Arman Tsarukyan to fight a guy like Volk?
You especially because of his size, use your pressure. Same way I'm telling Diego to fight, like create more action. You can't point fight him. You can't stand outside and point fight him. He's too fast. He's too smart. His footwork's great. Like you gotta create more motion, more like I'd say chaos, right? Even though Arman's got great techniques, still create the chaos and get a hold of him and fight. It
originally was reported that Diego broke both feet. He posted in the ER after the fight, but then yesterday he posted on his story that, the feet are fractured. But I remember watching this fight with you, TJ. You said, man, I feel like I fracture my feet every time I fight. Is that true?
I mean, not every fight, but like after my first bra fight, my feet were so swollen at the pool party the next day. Like couldn't even put my sandals on. They were so swollen. And it's from not committing on your kicks enough. Like every kick you watch him throw, his foot's landing on the shin, his foot's landing on his elbow to where hopefully you're landing with your shin, right? So he's just not committing to the kicks as much as and maybe it's because he's afraid of the takedowns, like he mentioned in the corner.
He was training with David Taylor before this fight at OSU, and he seemed like he had
he's training with David Taylor because he was worried about the takedowns, and I don't understand it. Like it's not like Volk's like gonna submit you. Right? Like, yeah, he might score some points here and there, but at least you're getting a hold of him. At least you're getting this engagement. At least you're getting, what you want. And in this fight, all the grappling exchanges, he kind of won, to be honest.
Yeah, he got to his back almost twice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you should have trust his jiu-jitsu feel a little bit more and just be more relaxed.
Yeah. What do you think about the overall performance, Khalil, of Diego and then Volk?
Again, I think the overall performance on Volk's part was great. He went in there to win. He came in there and he showed it. He did all of the correct things to go in there and win the fight. He stayed active. He moved. He was countering things really well, taking the center of the cage. And Diego just didn't do enough. So the overall performance from Diego, I would say Yeah, he didn't do enough. He didn't show up like he wanted to win this fight. I think him fracturing his feet, that comes from not really committing to the kicks like TJ was saying, but also you gotta train kicks. You have to get your legs and your feet conditioned from throwing them. And so a lot of the times like that happens. You see these guys in Thailand throwing 150 kicks per fight, and you don't see them fracturing feet, and they're kicking on the shin, they're kicking in the elbow, and it's because they're training. They're actually training their kicks. Yeah, I think he was hesitant from the takedown. So if you're throwing half-ass kicks at the knees and at the elbows and at the shins, it's bound to happen. You can see that big lump in his foot right there, actually, in that front foot. But yeah, I don't think that Diego did enough. He didn't come in here like he wanted to take Volk out.
It's obviously Diego. He was here his last week at camp, and Ige and Eric Nixick were here, and he looked phenomenal. And he looks always strong. He always looks ready to go to war. The guy's like one of my favorite fighters of all time. I've watched him come up in the game. We've been working with him for years. Do you think there's an edge of just fighting for a title, just put something on you where you forget the game plan, you lock up, you tense up? Because it's a completely different fighter from the John Silva fight.
Kinda. I mean, yes. I mean, he's done this twice now against Volk. But he's also fighting a smarter fighter because he's fighting the world champion. But he still kind of did that to Gene Silva, but he got the takedown helped him out a lot, and obviously mounting him really well and got his back really well. That's again why I don't know why he was so afraid around the grappling, because I feel like he's the better grappler. But going into that fight, I told you it's like he's too flat-footed, and he kind of did the same thing. When he's his best is when the tempo gets picked up and people start brawling with him, is when he's his best.
Yeah. That's where he has the best chances of really winning and doing his thing.
Khalil, you talk about kicks pretty heavily. I know you're super versed in Muay Thai, and I understand you trained a lot in Thailand. How does a guy build up the endurance and like the cartilage and the bone and the skin to not break and not kind of falter during a fight? Is it like full Jean-Claude Van Damme where you're kicking bamboo trees?
No, I think that's just like a, urban myth thing, and people see it in movies and think that that's what it needs. But realistically, it's conditioning your shins against the bag. It's not micro fracturing and doing all these things and smacking it with bottles like that. All that stuff is just hype shit.
Yeah.
What helped for me to get comfortable is kicking the bag. And you have to get your nerves and everything down there in the feet and in the shins used to high impact. And that's really all it takes, man. It's not that hard. It's just repetition and kicks on the bag and kicks on the pads. And eventually your brain will let your feet and your shins and everything know it's okay to send it.
TJ, before we wrap up this UFC recap and we hop in the cage, the Discord has a question for you. In this pound for pound top ranked division, if you had to choose one person that would be eliminated first in a spelling bee, who would that be?
Let's see. I can't see any of my glasses.
Pound for pound.
Probably Joshua Van.
That's crazy. Joshua Van's amazing. Why would he go out first?
Well, I don't know. He doesn't seem
You said
very
spelling
academic. Yeah, I said spelling bee. And I was asking him questions when he was here in the podcast about like training and doing certain things, and he's just kind of like, nah, it's just how I do it. Like, all right. Like he wasn't like open to hearing opinions or how he wanted to like go after things. So
and Khalil, I got something for you. In the bantamweight division, which fighter do you think practices their post-fight interview in the mirror?
They practice their post-fight interview in the mirror. That is for sure Sean O'Malley.
I was just going to say that.
Oh, that's crazy work. He's on a tear right now. He's back.
Did you
see his fight with Song?
Is that a tear?
What do you mean? That was like one of the toughest fights he's had to like get through to get back on where he needs to be.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah,
but
Sean
I wouldn't
O'Malley
say it was a
had more
tear.
pressure
Yeah,
than anybody.
I don't really know the
That was like your
definition
Jamal
of
Hill
like
fight.
a tear.
That was all the pressure. They gave you a champ. They wanted to see what you could do, and you
But
went on a tear.
I know. I actually, that was a genuine question. Like, I don't know what it like being on a tear means.
It means that he's back. He's the next McGregor.
A tear means like he's got like 4 fights. He's looking fantastic.
That's
like,
what I thought.
Yeah, like he won one. He's lost 2 on one.
Okay, then
his
he's
last
on a
3
rip,
fights.
not a tear. Same thing.
No,
He's on a comeback.
He just won a fight.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
coming back. Yeah.
He's on a comeback.
I think he did a good job
Yeah.
winning,
Yeah.
and I'd like to see if I'm getting the definition of like a tear right, I would say he did a great job winning, and I would like to see him go on a tear from here.
Yeah.
I've been watching MMA Guru, and if he does like
Oh,
a podcast with Mighty Mouse, and then he does the podcast.
That got
with-
canceled, didn't
He
it?
does. I don't know, but
think
now
that
he does
canceled.
one with Sugar Sean, and he had Sugar Sean on the pod, and then he tells Sugar Sean, he's like, yeah, it was like a snooze fest or something, or he says it was like boring or something, wasn't one of his best. So honest, but it was pretty funny. Like Sugar Sean's like, all right, give it to me. But he did a bunch of podcasts with Mighty Mouse, and then now that stopped. But I mean, it wasn't Sean O'Malley's greatest fight ever. Don't get me wrong, but it was a good fight to see him win. Song was prepared and ready.
Yeah,
but
100%.
he couldn't get it done.
Song lost the fight himself.
Yeah.
He lost the fight
Yeah.
himself.
And Uriah was just in here talking about Song of 3 days before the fight, you know, with Bobby Green.
King
and then
Green.
I got a question for you, TJ. In the middleweight division, which fighter do you think has the worst fitting suits at press conference?
Ooh, oh, fuck. I don't pay attention enough.
I don't see Jared Cannonier fitting in anything. The guy's so massive.
Yeah, but I think he'll dress up fine. I mean, someone that doesn't wear Sean Strickland doesn't wear a suit, and wouldn't wear a suit. Maybe Anthony Hernandez.
Fluffy?
Yeah.
All right.
Never seen him in a suit, but I'd have to say DDP.
DDP, doesn't
The
he
worst
dress
fitting
well?
suits?
They don't fit well.
Oh,
They don't
gotcha.
fit
Are they-
well.
They're
He
too tight.
I feel like he kind of
Wears them too
wears the
tight?
right clothes, but like somebody needs to show him like how to fit it right. It's like,
Maybe he needs some Santo.
yeah,
Not
exactly.
everybody has Khalil Rountree swag, dog.
Shout out to Bear for that one.
Yeah.
All right, Khalil, if you had to eat home cooked meals for a week straight in the middleweight division, whose house are you going over?
In the middleweight division, home cooked meals for a week straight. I'm going to Caio Bajalio's house.
Wow, Brazilian food.
You already know it.
Wow.
The coxinhas.
He wants a paella.
Hey, no, I want the
Paella.
coxinhas. I want
Paella
the.
is from Ilya Tapore's land.
No.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
100%.
I want the
Brazilian?
feijoadas.
I'm Brazilian. I
You
think
never
Yeah.
had paella.
It's from Spain. I
You've
had
never
it from Spain.
eaten paella in
I
your whole
did.
life. Okay,
I
then.
did.
In Spain.
But it doesn't mean it's Brazilian food.
Okay, don't lie on the podcast. You've had paella.
I had paella. but
I know. Don't lie then. Come
I
on.
want
not-
the feijoada.
I had pasta. Do you have pasta? It's not American. is
Full
it?
Italian. Pasta,
It's from where?
well, pasta was actually
Made in
invented in,
China.
Asia.
Yeah.
And then they brought it. I mean, I got to be honest about my ancestors
Okay,
who built the
lasagna.
Colosseum.
Let's change gnocchi.
Yeah,
let's
That's
change
all
it.
made in Italy.
Yeah.
But let's not get crazy. You want to get technical? I'll get technical. You know, but I'm not the one claiming paella is Brazilian.
No, I
Listen,
didn't.
real quick, I got one last thing for you, TJ. You have to build a softball team. You have 5 guys you got to choose to be on your team. Lightweight to light heavyweight. Who you choosing?
Lightweight to light heavyweight.
You got 5 guys. Go ahead.
Okay, let's see. Start with lightweight. Khalil, how are you at baseball?
Amazing.
Okay,
Beat him. He's got slow hands. I'm kidding, dog.
We're going-
Get
we're-
emotional.
we gotta have Khalil. He's here,
Khalil's
right?
very emotional today.
I'm sensitive.
Khalil's one. You got
I'm
4 more
sensitive.
guys.
So all the way from the lightweight. Let's see.
Oh, you're really thinking about this. Very strategic. Even in
Maybe
preparing a softball team.
Yeah, of course.
He wants
Of-
to win.
of
You want to
course,
win.
of course. Yeah,
man.
I'm trying to pick the guys that are the most athletic outside of fighting too, right? The guys that I think can play other sports.
You're really thinking.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think
title.
I don't think Islam Makhachev is going to be good at softball, right? Like, he's more of a wrestler and that kind of. I'm thinking about like real athletic, you know, someone that can play baseball. Like, I don't know, Sean Brady seems like he'd be good.
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
Morales is Colombian, so
There we go.
Maybe they-
Yeah,
he played-
Yeah, that's
maybe.
a good one.
Yeah. Man, I'm gonna have to do some studying of some tape, huh?
You got 4 more guys to choose. The clock's on.
What do you
10
mean
seconds.
4 more? Who did I choose? I chose.
You only chose 1 guy. You have to choose 5 guys.
So I only chose
you only chose
Khalil. All
That's
right.
it. You still have 4 more guys. Hurry up. 10 seconds.
Oh, fuck, 10 seconds. I'm
9.
screwed. Let's go with Physique. He's got a small strike zone. He looks athletic. Let's go with Sean Brady. That's number 3. Let's go with.
That means you're calling him short, dude.
Yeah, so am I. I think he's like 5'6", dog.
Oh my god. 2 more guys.
Let's go with Whitaker.
Oh, all right. Not bad.
And do you think Yuri could be any good? No.
No. Don't say that name around.
No.
Khalil. That's crazy.
Let's go with Armin.
Oh yeah,
Armin's an
he's the most
athlete.
athletic guy
No,
there.
because he plays tennis and hockey when he was a kid. So
See, I got my coach over here.
Yeah,
dude.
there you go.
You got my coach
All
over
right,
here.
Khalil, 2 guys in the middleweight division that you get to sanction a street fight. They get 1 round, 20 minutes long, and you got to put on the biggest street fight of the year. Who are you having fight?
Hamzat.
But it's a street fight,
It's a
though.
street fight.
Yeah, so I'm organizing a street
A
fight
street fight.
with 2 guys
Yeah,
in the
you gotta
middleweight
put on
division.
the biggest street fight the world's ever seen.
The biggest street fight the world's ever seen. I'm going with Hamzat and Cannonier.
Wow, that would be a crazy street fight. TJ, street fight in the light heavyweight division. 2 guys. They got to go at it.
All right. Well, Khalil's for sure getting in there again.
Soccer kicks.
Yeah. Because like you picked
Khalil, you can fight in
Hamzat.
the street?
You picked Hamzat for a street fight, but he's just gonna out grapple him. It's like I want a street fight. The guys are gonna
No,
slug
but think
it
about
out.
Hamzat in the street, no rules. Like he's picking, slamming
he's
on the
gonna-
concrete.
He's going to destroy
Like
you.
he's a dog. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Like
Your
this
head
is
in
no
the
rules.
cement like
Gotcha.
Shia LaBeouf
Yeah,
and
this
Holt.
is
Gotcha.
Zero. He's
Gotcha.
oh, it's
Yeah,
over,
yeah.
dog.
Gotcha.
He's like
Gotcha.
suplex, like
It's
5-point
over.
toss
He's gonna
on
he
the
could crack a
concrete.
body in half. He
Yeah.
could break
Yeah.
a spine with his own hands.
he'll get to the back and he'll bite.
He will literally crack someone's spine like this. Snap.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm going Khalil and Yuri a rematch.
In the
Oh,
street.
my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
And who's winning that one?
Who do you think?
God. Well, if we
I'm
get
a
Sam
dog in the
Calavita's
streets.
cardio going, then those training systems are going to be at an
Cardio
all-time
in the
high.
streets. I'm Debo.
He's
dog.
Debo, dog.
Debo. All right, last one I got for you. Who is definitely lying about their height in the light heavyweight division? Who's lying about their height, TJ?
Light heavyweight division.
You can say my name.
Jamal
I won't
Hill.
Take it personal.
Jamal Hill's gonna lie about his height.
Really?
He's gonna say he's taller.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And Coach Bernardo, in the lightweight division, who do you think has 100% Googled himself?
Oh, Armin.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, he's all over the internet right now,
God,
dude. He's
dude.
crushing it.
That guy is at an all-time
100%
high.
he was on the jet, like, oh, let me see what they talk
Yeah.
Oh, God.
What streamer
Okay.
am I making fun of now?
Okay,
Yo,
so
Khalil, before you get into your next fight camp, bro, I brought you a present.
Oh, yes.
I brought you my longevity protein powder,
crack
man.
that open. Crack that
Amazing.
open.
It's got
Let me see this.
it's like the Rolls Royce of peak performance supplements. It's longevity, sports longevity, right? When you come to find out what like longevity is and peak performance, they're gonna go hand in hand. So right here, it's 15 serving box. Every serving's got 20 grams of whey protein isolate. It's got 10 grams of collagen.
Giving him a box of Magnum.
Five,
I'm like, he's married. He's good.
five grams of creatine. It's got lactoferrin. It's got urethane in it. It's got prebiotic fibers. If you went to like go buy all this separately, you'd be spending a couple $100, right?
Wait,
Dude,
real
this
quick.
is sick. I like the packaging too of those.
Yeah,
back,
so
like
you
the
scan
Vitruvian
the
man.
QR code on the back, and it'll tell you like what benefits are for each one. So creatine, like going to the brain, right? Or and whatever one's highlighted, it'll send you to our webpage and give you information on like why we put that supplement into each one of them.
TJ, you are a master wellness. So shoot it to me straight and don't get too crazy with the technical details because you know I'm not going to understand.
Yeah.
What is the difference between whey protein isolate and the other type of protein?
Like a concentrate.
Yeah.
So whey protein isolate is going to break down fast, right? It doesn't have all the fats and calories that come along with it. So when you drink it, you're going to get protein synthesis within the first 30 minutes of drinking it. To where a concentrate, because of all the fats and things that are good things that are with it as well too, it's going to break down over the next 6 hours, right? So a concentrate or like a casein is something I'm going to drink before I go to bed when I'm trying to put size on. This is I'm going to drink instantly after a workout because I just broke down my muscles and I need to fuel them with the branched chain amino acids needed to do a protein synthesis as well as the protein to help put on size.
And how important is it to drink protein before you go to bed?
Well, it depends what your goals are. It's not for everyone,
Got it.
right? Like I'm trying to get big.
I got to get to 155.
You want to
my
get
fight.
smaller?
Yeah, I gotta
then you
get-
should be doing an isolate. So an isolate's
isolate.
got a lot less
Don't
calories. It's got a lot less calories in it, right? So it's going to help you stay leaner rather than like the added fats and the carbohydrates that come along with the concentrates.
So if Khalil's getting ready for his next camp, and we'll obviously be kicking it off with like our own version of like embedded or countdown on the Jaxxon podcast.
Yeah.
We film all that. It goes on the Jaxxon Behind the Brand channel.
Yeah.
So people can watch that when they have time.
Yeah.
How important is the protein and kind of the nutrition going into that camp for this fight, knowing that he's such a big dude? Is he trying to get shredded, trying to get bigger? Because he's going to be training with Sam Calavita.
Yeah, he wants like athletic performance. So everything he's going to eat and drink is going to be based around his hormone profiles and how he's going to optimize his hormones, right? We're going to stay away from like sugars, like man-made sugars, like fruits, awesome, right? Go paleo pretty much, right? So you're going to stay away from grains like breads and flours and things like that that are going to boost your estrogen in your body, right? And they're harder to break down. You're going to eat real clean proteins, like everything's fish, chicken, like meats, caveman eats, like things like that are going to sustain a high protein diet that we talked about. That's really clean. Adding fuel like this is something you can drink like right after you're working out, because I want that fast protein synthesis that's going to help you put on the muscle that you just got done training, right? Big time electrolytes to help all your connective chain going and fire into your muscles and your muscles communicating to your brain. So big time supplementation and massive with the diet. Good greens, good fats, and good protein.
Nice.
Yeah.
And would this be something that would be good like first thing in the morning too?
Yeah, it definitely could be good for. I put it in my coffee.
Okay.
It makes an awesome chocolate mocha.
Oh,
it's sick.
okay,
And there's
cool.
no sugar in it. It's sweetened with stevia. It's got a very clean nutritional facts panel. It's a third-party tested by Informed Sport.
Amazing.
Everything we make is third-party tested. Yeah, man. Definitely help in the morning and great for right after a workout.
Excited.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Thank you, dude.
Of
I
course.
appreciate it.
Heck
Boys, I want to say thank you everybody for the recap.
Thinking about your knee, you know what I mean? You're healing back from a knee thing, and
Yeah.
just like body just in general going through camp, like that's going to help a lot. The creatine in there is going to help with your brain. I would even take more that's even in there throughout the day.
Okay.
Like that is the Rolls Royce of peak performance products that we've
Rolls
made.
Royce. Bear knows all about those.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get there, boys.
He gets a new one
Listen,
every year. Yeah.
One thing I'm trying to make sure that the audience knows is we are going to be dropping a lot of content. We are going to be dropping a lot of recaps. We appreciate everybody supporting. We have a lot going on this year with fights, camps, people in the house. Like I said on the last podcast, we have a team specifically designed just for the recaps, which is myself, TJ Dillashaw. We're going to have Khalil Rountree on a lot of them. We have a lot of sit-down interviews still with fighters behind the brand, in the cage with Michael Bisping. I really appreciate everybody's support. We are going to be trying to fire off as much content as possible. So keep sharing, keep supporting. For those of you that keep asking in the comments, Rampage is live streaming. He's doing his thing. He's killing it. We are going to keep this show going. And we appreciate everybody's support. We also have the brand new Jiu-Jitsu studio opened in the Santo Performance Studio here in Newport Beach, led by our head coach, Bernardo, who will be helping and assisting the camps with Hamza, Armin, and Khalil Rountree, as well as TJ Dillashaw bringing in a lot of time and effort with his strength and conditioning with Sam Calavita, his coach Dwayne Ludwig. And we had a lot of behind the scenes with John Wood and the Syndicate team here at the Jaxxon Media House with Khalil Rountree. And then a bunch of the behind the brand stuff with Eric Nixick and Mansoor, Eric Nixick and Edmund Shabazian, Eric Nixick and Dan Ige. So we're really trying to mix it up for you guys, as you can see, to just give you as much in-depth content of MMA as possible. But we'll be focused on the recaps primarily, really trying to break down fights for you guys. Dana White Contender Series, UFC numbered events, the fight nights, anything we can do, because I really feel like this is going to be a great mix for you guys this year. So we appreciate you guys. Don't forget, we still are trying to really just support as much MMA as we can by building the #1 men's jewelry brand. So we have the best jewelry in the world for men and the #1 selling watches. We have rubber straps, regular straps. We have all of our new links, our scratch-proof sapphire crystals. We're going in the cage right now. We're going to show you guys some behind the scenes. This is where we really get technical, and I get to show Khalil the difference between slow and fast hand speed technique.
100%.
Just to put that out there. All right, we're back in the cage here at Jaxxon Media House. I'm sitting here with Coach Bernardo, who runs our entire jiu-jitsu program. We have the one and only TJ Dillashaw, two-time world champion, and Khalil Rountree, rising superstar in the UFC. We're going to break down a bunch of stuff we saw in UFC 325. I think we're going to start with what we saw Kim doing against the cage with the single body lock, and the things you would have done not only with the underhook, but how you would kind of utilize that against the cage.
I mean, there was multiple fights where guys were getting body locks and not able to finish the takedown, right? For you, I'll put you against the pad. It's not the most comfortable to push up against this, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of guys, they get into these shots, right? And like get in your stance first, right? There we go, right? So I'm like diving into a shot and getting this pressure here. A lot of guys are going for the single leg here, okay? And he's trying to defend it. He's throwing in a good whizzer on the other side, right here. Yep. Go, like, can you see your arm?
Yeah.
Like this, right? This whizzer, he's trying to like lift me up on it, okay? So what I want to get his back. And Kim did it, it just took him a long time to get it, okay? So this is something that Daryl Christensen taught me that I really like a lot. And this is like what I go for all the time on the cage. I'm gonna pull his hip to my hip, as well as my foot position. A lot of guys will get like this, right? When I'm here, he has an exit, circle out this way. Oh, now I'm following, okay? So if I'm in an under-over, if I'm in a single leg, I want this left foot forward, because look, my underhook over here is blocking him from circling to his left. My body weight in my head is keeping him from circling to his right, okay? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get back on that single leg here, and I'm gonna pull him hip to hip. If this leg is close, that hip's only right here. It's not far enough, okay? I want to be here. Now I'm going to pull his hip to my hip. Here, okay? Now I'm going to let go of this leg. I'm going to go for the seat belt. Okay, and if I don't pull him enough, I might have to do it a couple of times, but I come instantly here. So guys want to fight, like a lot of guys do this, they block your arm, right?
Yeah.
They're in here.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. My hand comes to his leg. Now when I pull him off the cage, it gets him off balance and I come to this body lock, okay? Once I'm here, I have the takedown every time. Like no matter what, I always have it. All I gotta do is step behind him, sit in my chair, right? Keep that whizzer.
Yep.
Everyone keeps that. If they keep the whizzer,
Yep.
something's gonna happen from it, okay?
Yep.
So I step here, right? Get behind him.
Yep.
But I can't just be here. I gotta really push him forward. I step behind, watch my shoulder now.
Oh, wow.
Right? I can push that body weight. It makes that whizzer get really shallow, right? Because he wants to whizzer me hard. Whizzer, like throw your hand towards the ground.
Yep.
Like that's trying to keep me down, right? So I'm gonna pull, and then I'm gonna shrug my shoulder forward. If you hold on to the whizzer, all you gotta do now, you're sitting in this chair, is snap your hips forward and clean him. Boom. Right? But then there's also guys, they know that.
I sign up for that.
Also, there's guys that like, so I'm here in this single leg, right? Maybe I start even under over. I come down to the single leg, even if he's got the underhook, I'm gonna pull him to my hip. Boom. Now I can get around his back. Boom, come body lock. Right now, some guys, when you circle here and I shrug forward, they're gonna let go of that whizzer because it breaks your grip, and now I'm here on his back. Now I choose what I wanna do. I can knee his leg, I can scissor kick, come to the ground. Right, now I'm really covered.
This is right where I want you. This is right where I want you.
And then we were talking about the head and arm choke here too, right? He's got to get his back flat now, and I'm gonna trap it, right? And where Benoit he had his hand here.
You gotta finish this.
It's really hard to finish here because my arm's not deep enough. So if you get here, roll to your side like he was, right?
Yeah.
He's able to roll to his side now. I'm gonna walk my fucking hand. Makes it tighter. Look, my head stays here. Now I go palm to palm. Now I can drag him down, put his back flat. Choke him there.
I'm cramping.
It's good for you.
A fish out of water.
And I really got to put his back flat. So that was like a two-piecer. That was the takedown, then also the head and arm choke with it.
Honestly, I understand why you're saying the arm was too shallow on BSD's.
But yeah, feel it. Like you can breathe. Like go back in your back.
Yeah. I understand what you mean though.
So same with the head and arm, the rear naked choke he was showing you. When I'm here, I can only make my arms so small. Like go on your side. Go on your side. It's hard for me to squeeze here.
Yeah.
But if I want his back flat, I'll even push his head and I'll dig my hand. I'll walk it on the mat.
Oh, wow.
Come over here, Loco.
Look
at my hand, right?
He's
So
literally pressing my head into the mat.
If it's shallow, it's hard to squeeze here. But if I press and I walk this hand to get deeper and deeper, deeper, now it's easier for me to go palm to palm and sink my hips and make his back flat. I'm not even squeezing. Now, and also too, guys will make a mistake of putting their head on the mat. Now he can raise his elbow up, right? It's a little bit looser. I actually want my head up and I want to look into him like this.
Oh, you still got it, TJ. Oh. Yeah, I mean, exactly what he said is what I would do every time.
So that was the position I was talking
He
about.
still has it.
A lot of guys got into this body lock. They would get here and then they don't know how to finish it. They're just here too much, right? So what I got to do when I grab this, it's like a hula hoop.
When you threw your shoulder into me, though, I really feel you getting the position. Is that the key?
Yes, I'm gonna shrug this shoulder and then I'm gonna hula hoop him by.
Because you're trying to get me to release this wizard, or are you trying to get me to sink it deeper? So
I want to get behind you a little bit better and
Yeah.
get a better angle to where my nuts are like on your hip right now.
So when should they release the wizard and try to now get out? Because this at that point is just making it easier for you.
Yeah, if you got a body lock on me.
Yeah.
So you body lock me.
Okay.
Right here. So
I'm
grab your
here.
hands here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, body lock, just
Yeah.
like that, right?
Yep.
So you're wanting to try to get behind me.
Yeah.
I have to take this wizard down. Like a lot of guys just hold on to the wizard and they keep it like this.
Okay.
I actually want to punch it to the ground, right? I got to come here. Keep your hands locked.
No, I'm trying to show the camera.
Keep your hands locked,
Okay.
right? So he wants here, and he wants to get behind me here.
Yep.
And now my wizard is pointless. I have to let go of this. I'm gonna get thrown on my head.
Got it.
Now I gotta fight the hands if I get here. Before I get there, I really sprawl this leg back and I push my hand down as best I can, so now I can fight underhook here.
But
say he throws
you're dropping this to the ground because you're hoping that this
I want to add some weight to your elbow, right?
Got it.
You're strong here.
Yeah.
Right? You're strong. I'm almost like lifting you up into position.
Yeah.
I got to push it down towards your elbow. Keep the body long.
Yep.
Like you're here. Now I have a little bit of space to get in here like this and get my shoulder down.
Got it.
So what you want to do is grab your hands.
Yep.
And you're going to throw your hands towards Khalil
Okay.
as you shrug the shoulder and step behind me. Right? Like hard, like a good whip. Like your arms are a whip. Yeah, watch. So here, right?
Yep.
Again, I'm gonna whip him. I'm gonna whip him by, okay? From here, even if he tries to dig the underhook, doesn't matter. I'm gonna step to my right, and I'm gonna hula hoop throw him towards Khalil, right? Oh!
Yeah.
It gets all his momentum to go by you to where you get that position right behind him.
Yeah, then you just go for a ride.
Yes.
I see what you're saying.
And it might take...
It like shrugs the whole arm into
it makes his wizard real shallow.
Bro, that's such a great technique.
And it might take a couple times. Like I might come here to this single leg, and I might try to pull him. Oh, I didn't get it. Fuck.
Yeah.
Still got my position. I can always come back to this, even if he's got an underhook.
Okay.
Even if he's grabbing my wrist, anything. Look, his hand follows. I come to this high cross from the far side, this goes forward. I pull him off the cage. Now because the cage is his friend.
Yeah.
Right? I want to be able to get behind him. So now I can go seatbelt. Boom, here. Now I step behind.
Yeah.
All I gotta do is pop my hips to lift him down. Or if I want to take his back, I just shrug him forward. And eventually, they let go of that completely. They don't. They go for a ride.
Toe grade, cheese grade.
Wow. He wins by toe grade.
Wins by toe grade. So that was you breaking down a takedown that you saw multiple times from Kim towards what's his name?
Man Fay or
Marfan. Yeah. So that was a breakdown of TJ. He saw so many opportunities for Kim to take him down, and he didn't. He just kept circling around the back, which I totally agree. That was there all day for him. Bear, come here for a sec.
Yeah.
So there's another, from guys like me, I'm more trying to do sweep type of takedowns, and there's one that I like to use here. It works for me all the time in training. So it's very similar setup. When I have this underhook here and the guy's against the cage, a lot of the times they have the whizzer here. I want that because I'm not necessarily the guy that's trying to dive for legs, because for me, I have bad habits, and if I go for the legs, that means I'm like here. And they always tell you want head in the chest, right, TJ?
Yeah.
So you want to come around this side, TJ?
Yep.
So a lot of times if I'm going for the legs, obviously I want to have my head here, but I'm a lot more comfortable having my hand around the waist.
So the leg is just a setup to get that.
I understand,
Yeah.
but here's a takedown that I want to show.
Yeah.
So if we're here, I like to get good head position here, all right? If I want to take the guy down, a lot of times he's fighting for the underhook.
Yep.
He wants to get underhook here, right? But I'm blocking it here, okay? I keep the pressure here, and I'm, although just like Kim, working my way around the back, okay? He was trying to do that. I'm shutting down the whizzer, and I'm working my way around the back. But one thing that I like to do that people don't expect is I'll kick this foot up and grab it. I try to get there as much as I can. So if I'm here and I'm fighting the wrist, and I see he's using this foot, I'm getting my thigh here, and I pass. And then
Nice.
pass right into 3/4, or pass right into this like scissor position. But from here, when I have this, I like to pass to what Damian Maya calls dope mount, which when this top leg is over, like crossed like this, Bear's in a very bad position. So I keep this underhook here, and I want to get for this underhook too. But if I can't get the underhook, I'll at least control the wrist. And then I put knees together, split him. Okay?
He's hella flexible.
And then pass, look.
Dude, my balls just ripped.
Look, once I get the knees in here and his back's flat, I pass this over and look.
Full.
Straight in the mount.
Is that, Coach, is that half mount, like quarter mount, side mount? What is the name of that?
I don't know. We call it chiropractor position.
Chiropractor. Because when my leg's underneath his mount, that's just, it's not a real quarter mount, right?
No, it's just we call it chiropractor because of it. Because it's like
Got it.
chiropractor. Like
So some guys, when they're up against the cage and they have this whizzer, a lot of good coaches will tell you, like, you want them to be base heavy, right? And you want to be circling off. But a lot of guys, a bad habit is that will be fighting for this whizzer, but this back foot, it's not actually planted down. So a lot of the times you can pass that wrist grip or switch from that wrist grip, you kick it up and then just scoop it. Here, watch, give it a try. Do it to me real quick. Okay.
Okay, so you got the underhook.
So up here.
Yeah, so
here.
I have an outlet now. Because of the angle.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, now if you're over here, now I can't get that way. Yeah.
Yeah. And then once I go here, if it like right now, like I don't even need to use the ankle. I can just use the leg because I just need to get this and keep it tight to my hip. And then I just bring you diagonal while blocking this foot to keep you from.
And you land right into that.
You land right into it.
Nice.
And since you keep this whizzer, I already have my underhook.
Yeah.
And then I just work it here, and then I can just be patient.
I'm gonna have Coach Bernardo show the audience that those different mounts real quick. Can you just explain it to the audience at home? So those mounts, because everybody always talks about full mount, quarter mount, side mount. They
Never heard about a quarter mount.
Well, it's like
Quarter mount is quarter mount is when you mount, but you leave your feet. The guy has the bad habit of like
Okay, you don't have a full
yeah.
knee.
So it's like the guy tries to have a bad habit of
gotcha,
jiu-jitsu
gotcha.
and like circle just this. So this will be like a quarter mount. This would be like a full mount, or like even if it's sideways, doesn't matter. This we call the chiropractor, right? It's like it's when you slide your knee and you go like that. So you do like
Khalil, that, and then Coach, if you want to kind of just show one thing you talked about when Islam was fighting, the control on the ground.
yeah.
So while we're at it, so if you want to explain it.
Yeah. So the chiropractor, you just drive the knee. So the whole thing, like Khalil said, the position holds the guy. My body holds him from turning this way and escaping and relieving this pressure, but my knee locks the leg. So I can't scissor my legs. I can't go to my knees. So he's pretty much stuck over here, right? Then of course you drive the other knee, hold the head, and now. Right, so
Yeah.
really useful for MMA is really useful because your legs kill the legs, so the guy can't really explode, turn it there forward. Then you go back to the body lock and keep that running that cycle. So when you land right there. So now the guy can't really move. For
I
him
love
to
that
move,
position because, Coach, can you go on your back? So a lot of the times when guys have side control, right? We have side control here, and what does the guy do?
Knee shield.
Nope, the figure four, right?
It's right there.
That's what he does, right? A lot of the guys, you see that in MMA, they're trying to block that. I like that because now you're just giving me, thank you.
Oh wow.
Right in the chiropractor position, what Coach calls it. And then I just fight for this underhook, and now you're here, and you can't.
But that brings up a good point. Like if someone was doing a knee shield and they didn't put themselves in that 4 position, how would you still fight to get through?
Well, he has to.
Well, my favorite from here, if he's blocking that knee, so put your knee up, Coach, is it up? Yeah, here, and you mean if I can't go through?
Yeah.
Then a lot of times I'll switch like this. So I keep my pressure on the top.
Got it.
And then that creates a little bit of space. And then I'll just go straight to you.
Got it.
Boom, fight for the underhook. And then punch, punch, punch. And then as soon as he starts kind of trying to turn into me, then I just go to mount. And then it's over.
TJ, in the junior Tafa fight, we saw a lot of underhooks and uses of underhooks not being used. And you were pretty critical about that when we were watching the fight. I know Coach has been working a lot about that, but obviously the bigger the guys like Khalil, you have a lot more control. Smaller guy, I'm sure you have like a lot more movement. But is it always the same use of an underhook?
He was on the defensive position, right? At the top, he had the guy was going for a double leg. Billy was going for a double leg on him here.
Yep.
His head's here. He's going
Yep.
for a double leg here,
Yep.
right? So what I wanted him to do is dig this underhook here.
Okay.
Right? Because this is the one that's really going to affect me here. So I'm going to come underneath. I'm going to dig this here.
Okay.
And I like to put it into this here. So I'm going to pinch your head. So I come underneath.
Okay.
I underhook it.
Okay.
And this is going to help me break your grip.
Got
And
it.
all I got to do is sit in the chair here and not turn your head. Don't fall down.
Got it.
Don't fall down. Like I'm just going to circle position. Now I got my position here.
Oh, wow.
Right? So it's like I got to sit in that chair to trap his head. So obviously everyone's sprinting their legs.
So I'm going for
If I'm
double
here,
leg.
you're going to wrap your hands, right?
Yep.
Lock your
Yep.
hands.
Yep, they're locked.
Right under my butt. That's what you want.
Yep.
I don't want that. I need to be here. Right? Now when I spread it,
Yep.
I'm going to come underneath, stay over his head, because I want to trap his head. I'm going to get right in the crook of my elbow, right? I'm going to grab my hand. Now I got to sit in a chair. Now your head can't come out. Pull your head out.
I'm not. Yeah.
You can't pull his head out. Now all I got to do is circle. Here.
Drive a knee straight to his elbow.
And that's what you wanted to see.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see underhook in general. He doesn't have to do that full technique, but leg splitting, even if he just comes here.
Yeah.
Right now he's able to get back into the position here.
What a just basic move, just trying to split the legs to release the double leg.
Yeah,
like, I feel like that's such an easy technique.
Well, because I want to
see.
give you one hip. If I'm here, I'm giving you both my hips.
So all you're doing for that, just so the
Split
audience, or just so the camera, Coach, can you do it so I can kind of narrate for TJ? So right now,
So if
TJ
I'm
showing.
here, he's finishing me.
Yeah.
Like he's got his hands locked,
Yeah.
everything. I gotta get here.
Yeah.
I gotta split my stance. Now I'm only giving him one hit.
Got it.
You know, so that's why I grab the guys that are good are gonna give you the split stance. So coach will grab a single leg here, pull my hip to his hip. Now we can go seatbelt. Oh fuck. Now I'm here. I'm fighting shit.
And that's as simple as just kind of turning your leg, leaving that back foot planted.
Giving him right now. I have
Got
both
it.
my hips forward.
Yeah.
I want to give him one hit.
That's it. Wow.
Yeah.
What a simple technique.
And you, if you think about it, like go flat, please. Your knees buckle this way. So anything that will touch, it's hard. You can't really have.
Yeah, you can hook
Here, they can buckle this way, and you push yourself against the cage. So even now, for me to pull you, I'm putting a little bit of pressure against the cage. So I become a little bit heavier even for me to pick you up.
Wow.
Because now I put friction against the cage because I'm pulling myself. If he's facing forward, even for me to pull you, I'm a little bit lighter. So just that little angle, sometimes it helps.
Crazy how much of an angle can help.
Well, and it's hip to hip too, right? When I dig this underhook, I don't just come to here, right? I dig this underhook, and now I come and get my butt up this way. Again,
But you're leaving your butt against the cage the whole time?
This is my friend.
Yeah.
This is my buddy. He's holding me up right now, right? So I'm only giving one hit. He came in on me. Oh shit! I'm splitting, digging an underhook here. Now I got to take my butt that way, give him one hit this way. Now my shoulder gets in position. I circle and I got the cage.
And this is what you were talking about while you were watching the fights at the house. How much cage usage fighters aren't using, and how much tools that they can get from that.
This is a sport. Cage wrestling is a sport, and you got to train it. I don't like training on a cage. I like training on a wall.
Yeah.
The cage hurts.
Yeah, hurts a lot.
Right. So in practice, I'd rather use a wall. That's why I'm doing all this on this mat right here, because this shit hurts. You know, no one wants to work up against
Very unforgiving.
The next thing I wanted to break down was you and Khalil were both talking about, and Khalil, you were pretty critical. You had a lot to say about guys not gluing their left hand to their head when they know they're fighting a big swinger like Tuivasa, and why just some basic technique would help people when they're fighting these guys. The sport's evolving, of course. You have to have a full, complete game, but there's still guys that have such power in their hands that you have to be able to fight that. Can you kind of break down what you were talking about during the fight?
So if you're looking for
Go.
overhands,
For both of you guys, yeah.
Yeah, so-
and the defense too, fighting a fighter with a crazy overhand.
yeah. So if I got to be out of the range.
I'm Callison.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, this is his power range, right? Like this. This is where he wants
That's
to throw it
Tuivasa.
over. Yeah, exactly. And so if I'm not like, if you're, I want to be out here, and I either want to like lean back, shoulder roll, hand high, footwork, moving around. Like as soon as I'm here, is when I got to be ready, and that shit better be glued. And even catching in MMA is not my favorite.
Yeah.
Boxing, awesome. The gloves are bigger. MMA, they can slip right behind the ear. It's horrible, right?
And explain that to the audience what you're talking
Like, so if I'm blocking like this, if I got a good boxing, like they can come around, right? Like it's hard for me to catch. Like even that came through, right?
Yeah.
Even though I had a good hand right here, boom, right here behind the ear, that's gonna fuck up all my
You're out.
equilibrium.
Yeah.
I
Call it
don't
a day.
I don't
Hello.
like catching. You could get lucky, right? But
Yeah.
it could also can heat. Bam!
No,
right
but you're gonna
here.
get your wig split. I get it. Boxing, you have bigger gloves. You can kind of parry a little bit
Yeah,
better.
it covers more surface.
Cover
area.
more surface.
That's why my defense is my footwork. I don't like, I mean, yeah, I'll move my head, I'll do all this shit, but this is my, like Volk, man. Volk's out here. Volk's gonna commit when he wants to commit. He's gonna touch his legs, he's moving around, right? And then he's gonna come in when he wants, right?
Exactly.
So when this guy, like say a guy like Khalil, he's Taliesin, you're Tua, and he's fighting a guy who's long, who's got the kind of has the range and control most of the time, but he's looking for that crazy overhand power throw and those crazy overhands. How does he then complete that fight? How does he fight that fight?
Beautiful. He's gotta dig the body, right? He's gotta dig the body.
Tuivasa's gotta dig the body.
Yeah, the question, I wanna set this thing up.
Yeah, so if I'm Callison and I'm like, I'm long,
I gotta get out here, I can like kick the legs here, but then I can come in for like, right? Maybe that's what I do the first setup, right? Maybe a second time, bam, punching the body, and then it's fucking over the top. Like really work on digging that body.
because that's how Callison, like he was long and he was looking for the big shots too. but they were all coming over Tuivasa. None of Talas's shots were in here. They were all long, and then when he knew where they were going to come, it was here, bang.
Is that when it's important for the corner to see what's happening and say, yo, bro, we got to change the game? Or is that more of a fighter, or is that cardio? What is that?
I think that should have been before the fight even happened. Like, you're fighting a guy that's what, like 6'5" or something?
Yeah, 6'7", I think.
And how tall is Tuivasa?
Like
Maybe
6'1"?
6'.
Yeah.
He's like the structure of the athlete already. It's like, hey, let's set that overhand up. I know you want to rip his head off. I know you want to go fucking overhand, right, left hook. Let's fucking set it up first.
You've been very critical on some of the podcasts where it's not just enough to feint. You got to make them believe those feints. You got to make them believe in that work that you're going to throw. So eventually you have to throw something there too.
Yeah.
How do you put that together in the fight when the guy's so tall?
Okay. Well, you're ripping the body. Like, if you're talking about punches, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna like really score. Like, you're winning the fight still by scoring these points. Like, I'm coming in, I'm ripping the body.
Now I'm thinking about the body.
Got it.
Maybe I'm sticking the body with my jab, sticking the body with my jab, sticking the body with my jab. Guess what? Boom, over the top.
So that's what he means. He's got to mix it up. He's got to touch me in the body for me to think about the body. Now, once I'm thinking about the body, I'm not thinking about the overhand. And then that's when you put the overhand in there. But if I'm anticipating the overhand, and that's all he's throwing, then I'm boom, bang. You know, I'm going to look for it, bang, 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 bang. And that's what I'm waiting for.
You talked about the distance a lot during the fight, and you talk about Ruffy being able to control the distance with Fiziev. How does he control the distance when you know that Fiziev can kind of get in and get close and is, strong and has good striking? How is he able to do that? What does he do to do that, and how does the guy combat that?
I don't think Ruffy actually controlled the distance. Physique did a good job of taking that distance away. Physique did an awesome job cutting off he was really doing a good job chasing him down, cutting the corner, moving his head, staying athletic right here, and cutting him off and taking the pressure away. It was just the fact that Ruffy has really good timing and eventually caught him.
Because he didn't use his hands.
Yeah,
look, that's the point that I want to make too, TJ. Sorry to cut you off. So here's the difference between like what Rafa did versus what I feel like he could have done. So now you just emulate Rafa, I'll emulate Ruffy, right?
Okay.
So you're tracking me down, and Ruffy's like, bang,
Yeah.
bang, bang, every time. That's why he was landing those things. But do the same thing and show me your hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so much harder for me because there's stuff coming at me. But if he's just walking me down and not actually putting something out there for me to think about, it disrupts my whole rhythm. So he doesn't even have to land it, but he's got to throw stuff out for me to think about it. Otherwise, it's just like you're just a fucking walking target.
Is this what Mighty Mouse was talking about on the podcast with controlling the hands and hand fighting? Got it.
Yes.
Makes sense. So making the fighter believe, and I'm kind of paraphrasing for the audience at home to try to wrap this up, is making the fighter believe that there's something there is more than just making them believe it, but it's actually executing something in that motion.
Making it work.
Yeah.
Right? Like, okay, I have a ton of traps. Some of my favorite traps are setting up takedowns, right? Maybe I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna hit head cross. Maybe I got it, maybe I didn't. Oh,
Yeah.
shit. But I went for it. I'm going for the win, right?
But now I know that that's coming.
Yeah, so next time I'm doing the exact same combo.
Yeah.
With the different finishing. I'm going off that cross, I'm rolling through like head crush, boom,
Oh, I
upstairs.
thought that was coming.
Right?
Yeah.
Or, same thing, maybe I'm hitting snatch shingles on someone. Trying to get this, right? Next time I do this, what are you gonna do? You're gonna sprawl.
Yeah.
You're gonna pull that leg back,
Yeah.
so right? I'm gonna come in here and be like, boom!
TJ has into that.
Yeah.
He's the first person I ever saw do that in a live fight.
Yeah, so you gotta go for it though, too.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. So for the people that watch this at home and they get a lot of MMA knowledge at one time,
Yeah.
trying to slow it down, for even a guy like myself, it's not as much as making them believe it, but it's executing something in the process that makes them now believe that it's coming every time.
Yeah.
So there's more to it.
Have to respect
Have to
that
respect the fight.
something will happen.
Yeah, you talked about that a lot with Armin when he was grappling and getting ready. Coach was bringing in a lot of guys, and he was making sure that these guys were executing certain moves, so that way Armin was like, okay, I have to respect that now when I go to the ground, because this guy might do a sweep. I get it. It's the respect issue of this guy has something for me.
Here's one for you.
Yeah.
Okay? Very easy to understand. So I'm gonna hit a switch kick right to your body.
Okay.
I want you to
Yeah.
know it's coming, you're fighting,
Yeah.
you're gonna block it, right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna block like that.
Yeah, why
You're
not?
gonna block like this.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
You're like going away like
No,
this.
I'm just doing it like
So
this.
both arms,
Okay.
block here.
But they come together.
Khalil, step on
Let me
it.
see this. No, Khalil's not kicking me.
No,
I'm not getting kicked by Khalil.
kicking Khalil.
Okay, good.
Right, so I'm gonna throw a switch kick. Oh, blocked it.
That's what I was doing.
Watch, I'm gonna do it again. Boom, he blocked it. Okay, sick. Now he knows when I switch, he thinks that a kick's coming. Boom! Right, so I kicked the body a couple times. I boom. See that? I kicked it again. Oh, now he really thinks that kick's coming. Boom, this side.
Okay, before I learn that, let's go back to the blocking technique. What am I doing wrong with my blocking?
You're going like this.
No, I'm not doing that.
You're making my
look,
kick.
That's what he did. Look.
Yeah, that's what you did.
It's because I said you have slow hand. Okay.
No, you do this. So
what's the proper way to block
this?
it?
Okay, this one's gonna take the catch the most.
Okay.
This one stays up
Okay.
in case I go upstairs.
Okay.
This one's gonna meet it first. Don't reach too far though.
With this
And
palm.
don't lean your head into it
Yes.
like Gaethje.
Yes, exactly. So look, don't lean too much. But this one's gonna catch it. It's gonna catch it right here. Not gonna reach too far down because he might come upstairs.
Okay.
You're gonna meet it here.
Okay.
This one's gonna stop it first. This one's back up.
Okay. So if
Right.
I'm here, it's like,
No.
Block the leg.
oh, actually block the leg.
Like,
yeah,
yeah.
got it. Oh, I see.
A little
what
bit
you're
stiffer.
saying.
Forearm. Yeah, forearm, not hand.
Oh, got it.
Because look, and I have a lot more.
Okay, so
surface
I'm
area.
using this part to block the kick.
Yes.
Oh, got it. Like pads.
Yes.
Oh, got it.
You're
Why don't
holding
you just
pads.
say that? I'm holding pads. I hold pads perfectly.
Good.
Yeah,
Now,
you should've said that.
and now crush it. Don't wait for it to get to you.
Yeah.
Kind of like circle my feet into it, right? Well, 'cause now what's open?
Yeah.
Look, watch. No. So block, step into it, block it again. Step into it, block it again. Correct. Step in and block it again, right? Boom. Right here. Bing, boom. What's loaded? Boom.
Oh, wow. Oh, I see. Because I'm using the momentum from
You're
blocking.
loading your right hand.
Oh, okay. Let me actually be serious for a sec, because that's actually dope. Oh, I'm knocking someone out tonight. Hello.
But the point was setting up traps.
Yeah,
You got
and I understand that, but I love what you just showed. So you use the momentum, and then ding, it
And
comes
it's
right
got
over.
to look exactly the same.
It's got to look exactly the
Same way
But
my
if you hit him with that 1-2 piece combo, that obviously we know it's coming from you. How do you still make it believable? Like everybody knows you do this.
What?
How did you make it so believable over the course of your career?
Well, because if he doesn't respect the kick, I'm going to keep kicking it. If he doesn't respect my takedown, I'm going to keep taking the takedown.
It's not
So if
even
my
making elite. He does plan A, right? That's this. If you don't respect it, you're gonna get play N on your face.
Yeah.
Then now, because you got the first time, you're like, oh, okay. Then now you already know.
Switch.
If he just fakes it the punch and he doesn't actually hit you, then the guy's not gonna
Then it's
have
a
a
problem.
reaction. So
Then it's
he
a problem.
needs the guy to react to the next step.
And how
An
important
easy
is
one for
this?
you to understand is
Yeah.
like me sticking the body with my jab. See how
Yeah.
you reacted?
Yeah.
I'm sticking the body with my jab. Maybe I
Yeah.
landed that just, I'm scoring points. I'm sticking the jab. Boom. Now I'm going to do the exact same motion, except for roll my hand upstairs. Right? Like,
Nasty.
just get him to believe in what you're doing. You know?
Yeah, because if I'm fighting a guy like Khalil, I know that he has distance, I know he has kicking, I'm just walking out the cage.
Good idea.
You know what I mean? Let's be serious for a sec.
That's a good idea.
Okay, the last thing I got is Volk and Diego. I kind of wanted to walk through what Diego could have done when he kind of got close, because we did hear some great commentary from Bisbing and DC saying every time Volk starts to turn up, Diego's intensity turns up and he tries to meet that intensity, but he never brings the intensity first. So how did you think the Diego-Volk fight went down? And then let's both hear your opinions as we wrap
I
this
can
up.
show you better than I can tell you. And
Yeah.
then TJ, you
Let's
back
go.
me up. You be Volk, I'll be Diego. Ready? Right? That was what happened.
But we didn't
But-
see that in John Silva fight.
But here's what Diego should have done. Ready? You're Diego, you're Volk, I'm Diego.
Shit. Now what that happens?
Go ahead, shoot. Even if you shoot, you're ready for that. But he put no pressure on him. He didn't bring the fight to him at all. He waited.
So is the
he was just
consensus
there.
bringing the fight number one was the most important part. He didn't bring the fight to
He
Volk.
didn't bring the fight. He was not there. He wasn't there to win. He showed up, and he's just here. And Volk was moving up, catching him, all this stuff. He threw a couple of kicks, whatever, but he didn't bring the fight to Volk. He didn't bring
The dog.
that pressure at all.
And when you see a fighter like TJ, you always talk about the corners, how important it is to have a game plan, understanding the fighter. When the pressure's not being applied and there's no intensity there, it's a 5-round fight. How do you turn that up? How do you get
While you're in the
them to-
corner?
Yeah.
You sit him down and be like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? You want to lose this fight? Like, I'm serious. Like, you
That's
wanna,
what you're gonna say to Josh Emmett in his corner?
Yeah.
Really?
100%.
Yeah.
If
All
he,
joking aside?
No,
100%. Because he also trusts my judgment, too. He's got me in his corner because he trusts my judgment. And I'm even going to, like, if he's, like, just not doing what he's supposed to do, and he's just, like, watching too much and not being active, it's like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Do you want to win the fight? If you want to win the fight, you have to fight. You have to go after it.
And this is why, Bear. This is 8-9 weeks of fucking blood, sweat, tears. Waking up and doing the shit you don't want to do. And now the moment is here. You need to hear that in the corner.
Yeah.
You need to hear, yo, what the fuck? Wake up. This is your only fucking chance. Otherwise, all those fucking sleepless nights and all that work fucking goes out the window.
But
And
technically,
what did I hear in the first round from Diego's corner?
Yeah.
They said, great round, that was good. Like, no.
No. The false like narrative, the false like hope. Just get to the.
Some guys do need to be pumped up, but not when that's happening.
And technically speaking, if you were in his corner, what would you have advised them to do in round 2 besides taking the fight? Any technical, like any 1-2, any down the pipe, move, the straight jab, anything you would have technically told him to do?
Yeah, I would have multiple things.
Yeah,
But
let's hear
first
that.
and foremost, let's say like he's landing that kick.
Yeah.
I want you to follow up that kick because now I know where you're at, right? Bang! I'm gonna come in, bang, 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 and throw all those hooks that he throws. Right, like that's what he wants to be in. My entrance right now because when he was doing it, he was throwing it, but he was just kicking. He's kicking here.
Yeah.
It's like now let's follow it up. I wouldn't
Nothing
say.
after.
I don't want everyone like what I personally like to do myself. I don't fall into that, but it could have worked for him.
Yeah.
But I like to do I like to return southpaw and do it, right? But for him, the way he was throwing, I know he wants to engage the distance. He needs to come here, bang, bang, bang. Like I'm able to stop.
Why do you switch to southpaw after you throw the left?
I don't like falling into a right hand. Remember I just showed you if you block.
Oh, wow.
Okay, if
Yeah.
you block, what's
Yeah.
open, right?
So block,
If you block
boom,
and I come in,
bang.
bang. Right? But I better point my forehead. I want this. He needed that. That was his chance.
And there were a lot of times as well.
Oh, that's really good. Sorry to cut you off. That's really good though. Like understand that that's such good advice. Switching to southpaw right after, I would have never even thought about that.
Well, look, I got a whole new angle now.
Yeah.
Too. I'm here,
So if I'm
bang, I'm
here.
here. Now, bang, bang, bang.
And it wasn't even there. I was like waiting to throw it.
Yeah. Also,
Go ahead.
everyone always finishes with a kick.
Yeah.
Everyone's always like, I hit my combo, I hit my kick. No, my kick's my setup. Even if I do a combo first and I hit this, boom, boom.
Perfect timing because the guy's off balance.
And he thinks I'm
Say that
stopping.
again. Say that again.
To follow up combinations after a kick is perfect because after a kick, especially to the legs, is when the guy's the most off balance. So if you kick a guy and he goes off balance, that's the best time to strike him, not when he's both feet planted. A lot of people have a bad mistake of like these blind kicks and they don't do anything after. Same thing Diego was doing. All you do TJ just back up.
Yeah.
So boom, 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 and Diego would stop. Or he would throw a kick and Volk would back up and he wouldn't follow it up. Same thing TJ saying.
Do you think he had too much respect for Volk? Was he scared of the
Yes.
power? What it was?
Scared of the takedowns, the shot. You know,
But what makes you scared of takedowns?
getting outpointed, just getting taken down. And
Getting
losing on the
outpointed,
ground.
getting tired.
And coach, if you were in his corner as a jiu-jitsu grappling coach, what would you have said? Because I think his takedown defense was fine.
No, yeah, it was fine, and I feel like that's where the working together goes, right? Because then if I was working with TJ, it would be like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. You're better, more aggressive, you walk forward. Then based on the defense and everything they'll do, it will be like, hey, look, once you put pressure, the shot, it's a panic shot, so it's sloppy, and you're moving backwards. So it's like, relax, trust on your jiu-jitsu, you're gonna get up anyways.
Yeah.
And he been training, he went with
David Taylor.
and all those
OSU,
guys, and all.
yeah.
OSU,
They just
it's
had
like,
Wyatt
so it's
Wayne,
like
heavyweight
I feel like
wrestling,
it's
NCAA.
I feel like it's the same thing, right? It's a little bit of a trust sometimes that the coach, they want to be like, okay, good job, instead of being like, dude, stop being like that, trust yourself.
You're losing.
You're losing.
Well, so
go
true, too.
forward.
Like you just made a great point. Like the shot's gonna be sloppy anyways because it's off. Like the panic of getting destroyed.
And bottom line, he defended the shots. So it's
Yeah.
not that he didn't.
Yeah.
It's not. You're not going against Islam. It's like it's
It'd
gonna
be different if round 1 and 2 he got taken down both rounds and was losing on the ground. But that wasn't happening. He's losing by watching it go by. He's watching the fight go by right now. That's how he's losing. So guess what? Fuck worrying about the takedowns. Go.
Yeah.
Right? But if you're losing on the ground, you're getting taken down, all right, let's be a little bit lower stance, come into the body, work a different technique. But that wasn't the case, you know?
So before we wrap up, you know, Coach, amazing program you got going on over here with our jiu-jitsu and our team and everything you're doing at Santos Studio and Jaxxon Media House. Khalil, the recap's phenomenal. Appreciate all the time you're spending watching the fights, being dedicated to this. And TJ, you've been here almost since day one now, so this thing's only going to keep getting better. Hopefully the audience sees how much time we're putting into this. Last thing I got for you guys, TJ, I think the audience would love to hear this. If you were to fight Mighty Mouse, we talked about this on the podcast, the way Mighty Mouse fights and the way you fight, it would have been a clash for the ages. We would have seen a lot of hands, a lot of fighting, a lot of kicking, but a lot of cerebral IQ, like a lot of high-level fight IQ, because both of you are trying to outplay each other. It would have been the ultimate chess match in MMA. Can you kind of walk me through what you think you would have done to a guy like Mighty Mouse when you know he's going to try to do this, he's going to try to move around from you, he does fight like Wolf, he'll move like Mighty Mouse.
When he is, okay, exactly. He's moving around. Dude, that's actually really fucking good. That looks exactly like you. Right? So if I fight him, I'm dealing with his motion as well too. And what I gotta do is I gotta back him up. He likes to do this. He likes to get his head out of the way when I do it. So I'm gonna be like, switch my stances and chop in the leg. Right? Like I'm gonna fucking bam and come through on legs and right? I'm gonna chop his legs. That's when you stop moving as much. And then like getting him to set up and like he wants to move around. So I'm gonna choose what he's gonna move to. Now I'm coming this way. Bang, bang, bang.
What if a guy? What if you know he's obviously one of the best ever? So are you. What if he tries to do this? A lot of the hand fighting stuff.
It's all for
You're
show.
gonna try to shoot in on him?
No.
You think Mighty Mouse is all for show?
No, this is for show.
Oh my, Cirque du Soleil.
So playing with my hands is for show, right? I'm gonna play the game. He's gonna come in and play with my hands. Boom, 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 boom. Moving around. Right? And also switching my stances up to cut him off. He's not a counter fighter. He's a point fighter as well too. He wants to hit this, hit his shots where he can hit it, get out of the way, move.
Similar to Ruffy?
No, to Volk.
I mean Volk, yeah.
He's gonna score his points and get out. I don't have to be worried about him countering me heavy. He's not gonna like sit down and like, he's not gonna be a Cody Garbrandt. He's not gonna fucking be like,
What's the biggest difference between Cody Garbrandt and Mighty Mouse?
Cody's feet are set in the ground and he throws hard power.
Hard power.
Hard power.
Was he the hardest you ever went against? Really?
So he sets his feet down. Probably Josh Emmons has been the hardest I've been hit by, but feet are in the ground. He's fast. He'll get out of the way, but when he throws, his feet are here ready to fucking.
Is that where he's generating his power from?
Yeah.
But being cemented to the ground, does that help in I mean, it's kind of like
if you're looking for a knockout.
Yeah, but it's kind of like a risk versus reward, right? Because then you're kind of just set.
Yeah, but he's fast. He gets out of the way.
Yeah.
He's fast. His problem is the way he holds his hands.
Which is what?
A little too low. He throws, which they're effective because it's harder to see punches coming from here, but also his head's a little high and he's throwing hooks like this. I look where my head's at, right? And that's why like he needs to get a little bit better at the covering and head motion. And like finding those
He's
spots.
still fighting in the UFC. I could see a career for him after the UFC in bare knuckle or dirty boxing. Like that guy is like, he's still probably one of the fastest in the division, hand-wise. Yeah. When it comes to fighting, do you think he had faster hands than Mighty Mouse?
Hands, yes.
Really? Yeah.
Overall body movement, maybe not. But dude, Cody, like that first round I fought him in Madison Square Garden, it was hard for me to throw a combo on him because he was always out of the way.
Really?
And that's where I sat down in the corner and you got someone like Dwayne saying like, hey, stop throwing feints. Every time I throw a feint, he believed in it so much that he was like out of the way. Like I would feint and I would feint and I was gonna throw a kick and he's like out of the way because I was feinting, right? And you got to read that to where hopefully I feint and the guy like locks down and gets ready for it, but he was like out. He didn't want to engage, right? He wanted to counter and I was feinting, so he got out of the way. So then Dwayne, when I sat on the corner, he's like, stop feinting, stop setting up your kicks, just throw them. Oh. And then that's when I came out in the second round and blasted a head kick without setting it up.
I feel like that's what Diego should have done. He should have just stopped thinking and just fight, just go, just throw. Yeah. I mean, he has all the power. He has everything he would need. Yeah. But we'll get him next time. Hopefully he gets another title match. I heard they're going to give him a rematch.
I mean, Volk's only going to be around for so long. What is he, 37?
Well, Volk's going to fight Armin Sarukian.
Well, who knows?
Armin's cutting down. Well, that's the Jaxxon podcast Discord said that.
Hell yeah.
Who would win?
They know
Volk or Armin Sarukian?
It's a tough fight.
Yeah. How would Armin have to beat him?
He needs to, like pretty much what I'm saying, not that he needs to create chaos, but he can't point fight. Like he doesn't need to like let him do his thing. Like I need him to do what Khalil did to me and take the fight to him. Wow. Make him try to counter. Like you've seen what Ilya did to him. Wow. Ilya had his feet down and was coming at him. And like go pressure to throw the combo. But Diego stood here. I need to do this. Get in his fucking face, make him fight, cut him off, right? So Armin needs to cut him off and get in his face and make him try to counter because it's not his best ability. Yeah. His best ability is like, here, we'll fight. Bam. You know?
Creating the distance and then attacking.
Yeah, I'll fight. It's got to be a fucking technical dogfight.
Yeah. Khalil, before we go, is there any news on your camp or what you got going on?
No, no news or anything just yet. But
we heard you're going on a business class flight tomorrow to go look for some training partners around the
yeah,
world.
so I'm making my way down to Korea tomorrow.
Okay. Where are we going in Korea?
Seoul, Korea. I'm gonna go check out Korean top team.
Stun Gun.
Well, Stun Gun's got Havas Gym, his own, but they do a partnership with Korean top team. There's some guys out there that I'm really looking forward to training with. And so I'm gonna go out there, meet these guys, train a little bit, and hopefully bring them back here to Santo and Jaxxon Media House, and we get to work with Bernardo and my head coach John.
So we're flying in some camp sparring partners.
Yeah, well,
wow.
I think that's the next move for me is to fly in some sparring partners, and my first stop is Seoul.
So from Seoul, then we're going to Brazil back to Newport Beach. We're going to fly in a bunch of guys. You got John Wood, you got a bunch of your guys, you got Coach Bernardo, strength and conditioning with Sam Calavita. Seems like a whole retool. Is that what you're looking to do for this camp?
Yeah, I think that, speaking with guys like TJ who have tons of experience at the highest levels of the sport, I decided that, yes, it's good for me to continue to grow, learn from different minds, not use the same systems over and over again, although it worked for me. I just don't want to get to a point where I'm complacent. I want to continue to grow, and I've got a long career ahead of me, so it's not the time right now to lock everything in and say this is the way that it's going to be moving forward. I'm still in a explorative mode in my career.
It's good to see you listening to great minds, though. I mean, TJ's done nothing but help all the fighters in and out of here. Same with Coach Bernardo and the whole team behind him. So I think there's a lot of good there, and I'm sure we'll give these guys a first-class seat to watching this all go down.
First-class seat.
Make sure you guys also go check out Sprouts. My boy TJ Dillashaw just launched the sickest wellness brand called Wild Society. It's in every Sprouts nationwide, from protein to Caveman Eats, which is the best snack on planet Earth. I'm telling you right now, if you want to eat good and feel good, you grab yourself a bag of Caveman Eats. I've never tried anything better than that. It's literally like candy in meat form, and I love my meat raw, rugged, and real. So
Yes, you do.
yes, I do.
He loves
And
his
I
meat.
love-
Rugged and real.
Of course, Khalil Rountree had to go south with that one, but I'm gonna go north with the uppercut. And then if you guys want to see the brand new Santo studio, it's in Newport Beach. We have a brand new Jiu-Jitsu studio led by Coach Bernardo and Leo Vieira, the legendary Leo Vieira of Checkmate, and Jansen, which is a IBJF two-time black belt world champion. So a lot of team, a lot of action here in Newport, a lot of people just coming together, great minds. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, thank you guys for supporting, and go check out Jaxxon.com. Our brand new watches, brand new chains all just dropped. We appreciate all the love and support. We're out.